Honestly, did you not read the colony policy that defined you as company property? That wavers your say in autonomy. The conglomerates got you in lock and key. We are a family forged in bureaucracy. No I in team, but there's con in economy. Were you expecting adventure? Were you hoping for fun? My friend, you're indentured and pleasures exempt from your tenure, so venture back down to your slum. You should've read the fine print, my friend. Should've read the fine print. You should've read the fine print, my friend. Should've read the fine print.
Greetings and salutations. I am Karen Russmore, and welcome to Manapot Studios. Not one of my usual places. This is the debut of the All That Glitters Explodes actual play live stream of the Starfinder Adventure Path Fly, Free or Die. The warm-up music you just heard was the fine print by the Stupendium. Go check out his YouTube channel if you like those audio. And I'll begin by introducing the rest of the crew briefly. Let's start off with Flimsy.
Hello, I'm JStation64, long-time gamer, first-time streamer, and I'll be playing Flimsy, the dwarf mechanic, who's got to keep the ship flying no matter what.
Okay, and Tess?
Hiya, I'm Lilium. I'm playing Tess, a Lucian Technomancer, who's just here along for the ride. As soon as she can get off, she probably will, but we'll see what happens.
All right, thank you for that. And Trix?
Hi, I'm Irony. I'll be playing Trix, the human operative, space pirate extraordinaire, and current pilot of the starship BD514.
And finally, Yiva.
Hi, I'm Krafu Bernal. You may recognize me from other streams here on Manapot Studios or my own streams over at twitch.tv/Krafu Bernal. And I'm super excited to be playing the Sarkeesian corporate agent witch warper, Eva Nazaretian.
Okay, I'm always sort of like, should we just jump straight into this? So let's just start off with a bit of a background. I'm assuming that most people who are here are familiar with what a tabletop role-playing game is. We're not at a tabletop, thanks to the pandemic, but we're going to be using a virtual tabletop, fantasy grounds for all of this. And we're just going to basically be telling a collective story, rolling some dice to see what the results are, and, you know, hopefully have some fun along the way. I know the guys are going to have fun. I'm sort of like panicking and sort of like, the entire plot is running through my brain at 1,000 miles an hour, and it's like, no, I don't need to know how this ends. I need to know how this begins. If you have any questions about any of the rulings, that's a couple of things about the rulings. If we screw up a rule, it's more than likely. Shout it out in chat. I might pay attention to it. I might not. I'll probably forget it by the next time the rule comes up. I'm not deliberately screwing up the rules. It's just we're trying to keep this sort of like consistent and free-flowing. So if I don't know a rule off the top of my head, I'm just likely to make something up. There's a couple of homebrew rules. Well, there's one major homebrew rule, which is I don't level cap the items that players can get hold of. It's purely based on the currency that they have. If they can afford it, they can buy it. As long as it's not too far outside of the current area's level range, as it were. If they're on some backwater planet, they're not going to be finding a high-tech battle suit. But if they can afford it, they can buy it. That's my only sort of like homebrew rule per se. And I think that just about covers everything I want to say. Has anybody got anything before we get this show on the road?
Let's fucking go. Let's fucking finish it. I'm ready.
Let's blow stuff up.
Whoa.
Let's take it to the edge.
Oh, yeah, I need to remember to keep using that corny tagline.
What are you talking about?
So, We are going to be joining our adventurers. I say adventurers. They're no heroes. They are the crew of a small ship, BD-154, who work for EJ, EJ Corporation. I forget the long title of the corporation, but it's basically abbreviated down to the current and merged owner of the company. And they're basically put together they work for EJ, they get put together in a crew, they get told where to go, what to ship, and told to sell it off at the other end and just make sure that they keep making profit for the company. That is all the company really cares about. Their promises of bonuses, their promises of promotions. As of yet, our crew here have not seen any of these. They've been working together for a while, trying to get by from job to job. Working for the EJ, for EJ was the dream. For whatever reason they're here. You had hopes of freedom, but as with most of the jobs, this one's pretty much pre-scripted. Your favorite company dispatcher, Tarika, has set you up with this job. Go to Quadrat City on Castrovel. Pick up 50 tons of yarrow berries from a local establishment, Pratt's Produce, and transport them to Akiton. Where you're going to sell them is being set up, but your first priority should be to get them to Akiton. Yarrow berries have a tendency to spoil quickly, and you've got to get them there in 6 days from pickup. Tarika assures you that if you can shave a day or two off, then you're likely to earn a bonus. Questions?
Who out of all of us is normally the one to speak with dispatch to get these jobs?
I'm a good friend with Tarika, I believe.
Same, I think. Same. We lost touch for a few years. Touch and go. She got boring.
I was in the boring meetings with her when she maybe lost touch with you. We've done a lot of corporate training. It's been excellent.
Is that what you call it?
It's the best.
But yeah, it's probably flimsy.
Probably. Anybody got any questions about the job that you're on?
Where in Castrovel are we going?
Quadrat, the shining jewel of the Western Sea. Arguably the greatest of the Lashunta city-states and the planet's largest spaceport.
Okay. I would assume that I probably have been there or know someone there.
Have you ever been to university?
Yes.
Then you've probably been to Quadrat if you went to university on Quadrat.
Cool. Going back to my old uni town. Great.
You're not going to the uni district. It is a very, it's a city-state. It covers massive miles of land.
Right.
But you're at least familiar enough to know that it's where everything goes on within Lashunta society and the outside world.
Fantastic.
Tessa's old stomping grounds. I'll be interested to see how it goes.
Yes, well, I would rather they not see me like this, but you know, moves can be made.
But you run your own ship now. What's not impressive about that? Hype yourself up.
I don't run this ship. I work on this ship. We rent it from EJ Corp. I don't think that...
This is our ship. It's got my name on it somewhere. I can't remember where I put it.
It's pronounced EJ Corp.
EJ Corp, EJ Corp, who cares?
Wear the logo proud. It's a big corporation. They do lots of good deals.
It's in the employee
yes.
handbook. We need to pronounce it correctly.
Uh-huh, and I definitely read that at one point, I'm sure.
A fancy learned woman like yourself, I'm sure.
Wait, there was a book to read?
It would have been referred to as your contract. You did read that, right?
Yes.
Okay.
100%.
I know.
I read the fine print.
I know I turned in a signed copy of it, but it was just 2 X's. Where are
Sure,
we
that's fine.
on the ship?
Where are we?
You're on. When you say on, where are you? Are you wanting the? I've just shared an image of the ship.
Ooh, cool.
It's like a cable car.
It's beautiful.
It looks efficient.
It looks functional.
I don't really like functional. I like fashionable.
I
too
think it's
boxy.
going to be the most well-known ship in the galaxy before long.
Oh, it's gotten over
she's-
a map and everything.
Well proportioned.
Are you able to see inside of a ship?
Yes.
Yes.
There we go.
We have to share rooms. It is a small ship.
It is a small ship. There's plenty of seating, apparently. I see 14 seats between the four of you. 4 in the cockpit up ahead. You've got 2 bedroom or sleeping areas towards the top of the ship, and with ensuite bathrooms, including a shower. Then you've got the middle of a ship with a canteen / dining area and relaxation. And then you've got engineering towards the back with the power core that's looking very not cylindrical, which is unusual. It is drift drive capable. And the main parts of a ship are its cargo holds to the sides. And along with, I think that pretty much covers everything, other than there is actually some.
We have
When
some,
the ship.
some sort of vehicle.
You do. You have a EJ Corp produced transport vehicle. The back part of it, you can see there's that sort of like bar there that actually stretches out and extends to becoming a lorry, articulated. And underneath both of the sides of it, there's also sort of like carrying anti-grav pads that you can use to move by hand large quantities of goods.
Oh, cool. So we're like a glorified Planet Express.
You say glorified.
I think we are Planet Express.
Oh, God.
I mean, it's pretty
No.
sweet. We've been given our own ship, and it's got a pretty nice kitchen. And all we had to do was sign a little piece of paper.
Speak for yourself. I have to.
Really think you should have read that piece of paper.
I have to crouch down in the shower, and I've had to push 2 beds together.
And that's because you're large and in charge, my dear.
Don't forget, I'm a 12-foot tall woman.
12-foot tall lady.
Space pixie.
Your tall glass of milk. And you're fabulous for it.
So who's flying the ship?
It is me. I fly.
You fly. And the rain pours down over your small freighter BD 514 as you glide over the dark ocean towards the city of Quabarat, which rapidly grows on the horizon. Little of, although known as the Jewel of the Western Sea, little of the city glitters in this weather. Quabarat lies at the mouth of the Yarrow River, which stretches past the city into the foothills of the Storm Shield Mountains beyond. Navigation beacons and the city's traffic control AI directs you to a landing pad at Ship's End, the city's bustling starport. Are you taking it into land, or are you just going to cruise around for a bit?
I will hail the tower to land.
New kid,
Bing.
don't damage the ship again, please. I've only just got the dings out from the last landing.
It was stylish.
It was something.
Quabarat Air Authority, how can I help?
This is Bingo Charlie Alpha requesting thing.
Bingo Charlie. You've already been given your landing designation by the AI. Is there anything I can help you with? Are you in trouble?
No, we just want to land. I just wanted to say hi. Hi.
Can you ask him if Lexus is still around? He's big, tall, likes to drink.
Is Lexus still around? He's an alcoholic.
I don't know of any Lexus.
Well, now you do, and now you know he's got a drinking problem.
Oh, useless.
We love you.
I'm going to go now. And the communication cuts out. Harsh weather and poor visibility are hampering a smooth landing. Could you make me a piloting check?
Oh. So quickly, the rolls begin.
I did a thing.
It's a bit rough. The harsh conditions make for a rough landing. Despite jostling you all around and knocking loose a few items, still, the only damage that Flimsy can make out is that of your pride.
He's what a neatly
yourself. Nailed it.
Yeah, we're in alphabetical order.
And now they're just in ascending order. It's great. Backwards.
Almost descended on my head.
Yeah.
Shall I make sure the Jeep's ready? The wagon?
Yes. Make me a engineering check just to make sure that that's still functional. One of the great things about GMing from home is you have access to all of the books and all the different pieces of paper that you may or may not need.
Do we once over?
Yeah, you give it a once over and it's functional. It's a cargo rig. It's provided by EJ Corp. There's not much to it, not much to go wrong, and it seems to be functioning adequately. It's large enough for the driving compartment is large enough for everybody to squeeze in. Given Eva tends to take up most of the room.
Mm-hmm. And probably like in the back row, just like.
All right, squish your wings in.
Oh, my wings are only there when I'm in the vacuum of space, and they appear ephemerally.
Cool.
Yeah. Otherwise, and they're like diaphanous. Am I using that right? They're less. They're not really like physical. They're just more like kind of like ethereal.
Oh, okay, cool.
So I wonder if you'd like go through them, or if they would just like softly brush across your face.
I like that they're sticking out the car anyway.
Do
we have a sunroof? I think we might need it.
There's definitely a sunroof on there.
Oh, but
Perfect.
the weather's so bad. I'll
Open it anyway. Your wings need to breathe.
No.
You'll be fine.
They will. I don't need them. Just the next time, after this mission, this job, perhaps I could take a little glide. We stop the ship somewhere in orbit. Might be nice.
Depends on the schedule.
Could you carry me on your back?
If you keep your helmet on, yes.
Yes. I think this is a good idea. I've always wanted to glide through space.
I mean, the airlock's always an option.
Yes, but also not die. I prefer to be living and breathing and beautiful.
Who said you'd die?
Yes, I mean airlocks. You go out airlocks. Generally, not good for bodies. Again, fine print on things.
I also probably have like a clipboard with the order we're picking up on it, the number of crates of yarrow berries.
That's a question.
Looking at
I wanted to ask as well, do we know how much generally that's worth as well?
You have a rough idea about its value. One of the things is it's basically it's somebody else's money at this stage. You know, it's all like you can see the credit value, but it's not something that you are paying attention to excessively. They've been paid for up front. All you need to do is pick them up, sell them off. And the division basically is 50-50 between Pratt and the Edge Corp. If you do it within a timely manner and increase the profit, that will go to towards your annual bonuses.
Which we have yet to receive.
Which you have yet to receive. And
close 1 year. So close.
So close.
Honestly, I thought you had been here for many years.
I've been here for a week. I was here before it was the Edge, but it's a tough life. You'll all get used to it. You're all tough folks, right?
Yes.
Yeah, you'll look at you're a fine, tall wisp of a giant, I guess.
Well, yes, I'm quite slender for my my race, I suppose.
You'll fit in just fine around here.
Where are we headed to pick this up? Like a nearby warehouse?
Yeah, who are we meeting to pick up these yarrow berries?
You've got the address of Pratt's Produce.
Pratt's Produce, that's who it was. All right.
Have you ever met this Pratt before?
English humor. I'm guessing. Is that English humor?
Yeah, it took
Pratt
me a
is
minute.
another word for a twit
Dwarvish
or
humor.
Definitely.
You've not met Pratt before now.
Okay. New client.
The address is, you punch it into the GPS. It's about a 30-minute drive from the docking port.
Okay.
Well, let's go get some berries or whatever.
Yarrow berries.
Yes, yarrow berries. Let's go get some berries.
You're from Castrovel, aren't you?
Yes.
Yes. Yarrow berries are seasonal purple berries, very common on Castrovel, so kind of mundane here, but on other worlds considered a delicacy and can fetch a reasonable price.
Is 6 days the normal spoil, or are these on the turn?
Make a culture check.
Culture check.
They do go off very rapidly. 6 days is not uncommon. They're very juicy, so freezing them would tend to just mush them from the inside. And so it's not like you can prolong that through, sticking them outside the airlock and using the cold vastness of space to try and dry freeze them on the way there. They'd just be mush by the time you got to the other end.
It was an idea.
Right, well, let's go pick up some yarrow berries and let's go, see if we do it quickly, maybe we can stop somewhere, have a little sightseeing tour. Anyone?
Of Akiton?
Yes, of the town.
Of Cabra, I think she means.
Oh, do we have time? I'm all for it.
You've got 6 days as per the contract. Make a piloting check.
Cha.
Yeah, you've flown this before. Thanks to the indeterminable nature of the drift, it takes anywhere between 1 to 6 days to get to Akiton. If you try to do it using conventional thrusters, at the moment, Akiton's orbit is in a position where it'd be 1 to 6 plus 2 days.
So we shouldn't really be dilly-dallying.
Something's happened to the stream.
Yeah, it's back. It's back. Don't worry.
Okay, cool. I just noticed out of the corner of my eye, and it's like,
I was clicking on something and I was like, oh, zoom, no,
Couldn't handle those tricks rolls.
Too many yarrow berries.
So yeah,
And the buyer was already lined up. But what say if we found a better buyer for more money?
that is
not edge policy.
Maybe
Screw
we should
edge
fence-
policy. That wasn't in
fence
the papers.
policy.
Edge
Definitely
doesn't
was.
care as long as you're making them profit. You know, you could sell them back to the person you just bought them off as long as you get a fantastic price for it.
Well, actually,
Interesting.
Tess, your idea might actually be worth something at this point.
Well, this is what you do in the market. This is everything. It's everything my father taught me. You've got to find the right buyer at the right moment to make the extra profit. You don't always need to go to the best guy. You got to go to the next best guy.
Can you make alcohol out of the berries?
It's a good question.
Because there's a university here, and those rich kids will pay a lot of money to get drunk.
You can go door to door.
They do.
You won't find much of a profit for yarrow berries here on Castrovel. They're common as muck. They're, it's quite literally so like go out into the garden and just pick some off some bushes. They're not uncommon here.
But on Akiton, where nothing really grows, we could definitely get a better profit.
Yes,
Good
especially
plan.
if we find the right buyer. So yes, let's go get these dang berries and be off with them.
We've got 6 days at most. We should probably get to move on.
We'll have to go as fast as possible.
Well,
My
when you
favorite
say
three
that,
words.
Trix, it's raining outside. This is not a sports car.
Put the foot
Trix
down.
is driving?
You fools!
Pilot, no?
Hey,
I'm just...
I will adhere to speed limits.
I'm
now.
going to check the seatbelts again.
Pratt's Produce, a large family-owned grocery and distribution center specializing in off-world trade. Inside the grocery store extrudes a cleanliness that is minimalistic but not sterile. Rows of shelves and friendly aisles displays a wide variety of well-organized stuffs for purchase. Dozens of people, mostly Lashunters, go about their daily errands, selecting food and making sometimes telepathic conversation. Small bright screens scattered around the store use flashy ads to announce the day's best deals and upcoming specials. To the right of an entrance, an automated checkout line is supervised by a middle-aged Lasanta woman who is helping tally up customer purchases.
If I have a look around these deals, are these all in too small a portions to be worth any kind of trade situation?
Yeah, these are mostly sort of like for you're buying a
Personal shopping.
bunch of bananas rather than sort of like crates.
We're probably expected at the warehouse entrance or some sort of
I
back
imagine
door.
so if we're picking up crates. Let's go find a back door of some sort.
Can I speak to the... You say there was a person at the front?
Yeah, a middle-aged Lashunta woman.
Hello, are you Pratt?
Hi, how can I be of service? I'm a Pratt. Need a Pratt. That's your service.
Well, we are in need of a Pratt at the moment, so that's pretty good.
Can I help you?
Come for a collection of yarrow berries. Here you've got supply.
Yarrow berries are over on aisle 3.
No, we want like a ship full of yarrow berries worth of...
And at this moment, she notices your EJ Edge Corp logo. And it's, oh, you must be from Edge. You'll want my father. He's in the general manager's office at the rear of the building.
Me up through?
By all means, yes.
Oh, well, nice to meet you.
And you too. Anything else I can be of service?
Have you got any deals on anything a bit sweet?
Sweet. We do. We have yarrow berries. We have Spananas.
I'll have a bunch of Spananas, please. Certainly.
If in doubt, Spananas. Space Bananas.
Well, that set me back.
About a credit.
Yeah, I'll buy some Spananas. Hand one out to if there's enough, hand one out to everybody.
Strictly speaking, credits are divisible. For just a little bit of background lore, the credit isn't actually the lowest denomination of exchange. It's just when it comes to Starfinder, it's the lowest that's full. Without getting into pocket change kind of thing. So yeah, you have yourself a nice bunch of Spananas.
Pass one out to each of the crew. It's good. Good Sprotein. Keep you going.
Protein in Spananas?
I'm going to hold on to this.
What about Sprotassium?
It's potassium, that's what it's called, right?
Oh,
Yeah.
that'll be the one. I'm a McLaren, I'm not the McCoy. I don't know my medicine stuff.
I'll start heading back, kind of like hunched over a little bit. I'm sure. I don't know how large Lashunta grocery stores are.
The store is large enough. It's mainly there, it's like a medium-sized supermarket just specializing in fresh produce. And there are, it's the future. There's many different customers, and there are many larger races in general society. So, it's not uncomfortably crowded in here just because you've entered. The doorways are mainly designed for, they're large enough, but you do have to crouch down.
Just to get through the doors. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. So you're heading to the back?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I'll,
I'm going to go along.
Then, extend a very long, spindly gray arm and rap on the manager's office door.
What is it?
EJ here to pick up.
Oh, right, yeah. Sorry. Come in.
Whoop. Very Resident Evil Village.
Everybody run! We're too late.
The big lady, she's here.
You see an older, stockier Lashunta wearing blue overalls sitting behind a wooden desk covered in papers. He taps furiously on a datapad while grumbling to himself. His most notable features is his missing left antenna and a thin scar that begins at his forehead and zigzags back along his scalp. He looks up, tosses the tablet aside, and asks politely but agitated, "What can I do for you?"
Hello, Mr. Pratt. We represent EJ Corp, and we are here to pick up the yarrow berries for delivery to Akiton.
As quickly as possible, if you would please.
It's good you're here, the old man says. But you better hurry. There's a lot to move, and those yarrow berries will spoil before too long. You have no idea how much this shipment means to me. I'm retiring after this. 30 years of running this place. Now it's Nita's turn. The shipment's my retirement plans, so please, be careful, okay?
No pressure then, eh?
Sorry, you go.
If it's so important to you, perhaps you could lend an employee or two to help us load?
Yes, if you want us to do this quickly, and they're spoiling quickly, I mean, we've got to get a move on it. And obviously, this is your retirement fund. It's very important, and we just can't handle it all on our own.
Yes, Tess and I'll booty bump your shoulders. We are better suited for an overseeing type of role. But as they say, many hands make the work better, faster. Sorry, common's
Quicker?
my second language.
Make me a persuasion roll, Tess, with Yiva to assist.
Okay. Let me get that assist. Let's see. Skills. Diplomacy, you say?
Diplomacy.
Not yet
I
trained,
believe.
but I'm still going to aid. So Tess, you'll get a +2 on this. This guy is gnarly. He's scarred. It looks like he's seen battle.
Hey, Spanana trading is a dangerous business.
Can I tell what's wrong with him by? Oh, not what's wrong with him. What's inflicted this issue?
Make me a. Do we have perception in this game?
Yes.
Do you have perception?
Let's have a perception.
That is it's an 8. He's a left shot.
I got another die roll. Okay, yeah. You can't particularly tell. It looks like a old injury of some sort, but you're not familiar with what might have caused it. He also, nowadays. Wait, no, he's not finished talking. Jess, was that the flat roll?
That was 18 with plus my skills and then plus the assist to make it a 20.
Yep. Okay, 20.
Nice.
That's all it.
You'll know you want
I'll
to
see
help
what I can
us.
do. I don't really have the employees to hand for helping move around cargo. EJ Corp is supposed to provide the people for moving the cargo.
Oh,
Yeah,
I'm
I'm
sure we have people here. It's just that if you want it done quickly, the more the better. I'm sure you understand that.
Yeah, I'll see if I can give a couple of my employees a call up.
Wonderful. Thank you for helping us.
I can instruct them. I'm an experienced quartermaster. Lift
It's
with
not
your knee.
instruction they need, it's just their days off.
Well, they'll want to pitch in. It's your big shipment, right?
Of course, this is very important. Of course, I want to help you out.
Oh yeah, and I'm sure you're just all lining up to help out EJ Corp when they want to throw a company retirement.
Oh, that's EJ Corp, not someone's family business. Clearly, you invested so much time into this place. I mean, your whole life practically. Your children work here. This is very important.
Aye, it is, and the quicker we
EJ Corp.
start... I'm picking up Flimsy's bleeding accent. It's one of them infectious things about that kind of accent, because it's all, it's very easy for me to just naturally pick it up, and I do not know why. It's very important for me. And like I say, I'll give a call up, but at the moment we were just expecting you lot to be here and ready to shuffle the goods.
All right, well, we better at least start the work.
Oh, yes,
Is-
yes.
So yeah, the loading bay's out back, and the order's on the side.
Is your game okay? The thing you were playing?
Oh, this thing, it's not a game. It was working fine last night, but now it's a mess. I need to change the ownership paperwork, but I can't get the damn thing to work. And he gestures helplessly at the tablet on the desk.
I mean, I can have a look at it. I've a bit of a hand with taking things apart and whatnot, but it seems to be the trouble.
I mean, by all means, it won't let me in. I've tried my password, I've tried the thumbprints, it's just not for working this morning.
Can I have a go at seeing if I can get it to work?
Yeah, let's start off with a general computers check, just for what you're dealing with here.
I'll start heading back and grabbing the gravity trolleys.
28.
Yeah, I'm guessing Trix, you'll drive the lorry around the back.
Yeah, I'm gonna
And
help Tess loading up the berries.
Tess or Yiva?
Yiva.
Okay. I don't see that Tess is the kind of person who was really wanting to get their hands too dirty.
I'm not
All of
touching
us.
boxes. I am observing, and also, if there are people on the street passing by, I'm going to try to get someone else to help us. Out of
Well-
the kindness of their heart.
For the most part, it's mainly reliant on these. I've forgotten what they're called. They're basically the anti-gravity pads.
Yeah.
Because each crate weighs about 50 pounds. The hover carts can take up to about 150 pounds. So it's basically loading them onto the hover cart, dragging them over to the truck, and then unloading them onto the flatbed of the truck, and then going back again. It's time for all of these crates. You estimate that between Trix and Yeva, both using each of the hover carts, it's gonna take about 8 hours to load everything up.
Oh, I am going out in the streets. I'm looking for a strong, healthy Vesk who's looking for some action, who wants to help out.
Looking for action? That's just moving crates, right? We're not...
Oh, yeah, well, he can interpret the action however he wants.
Okay.
Even menial tasks are full of adventure when you're with Trix.
Can you defeat this loading challenge, Vesk?
Yes.
Take on the brave warrior attempt.
So, while Trix and Yeva are starting loading up, and Tess is trying to flag down anybody who's willing to help. Flimsy, you look at the device, it seems to be fairly rudimentary. It's got a thumbprint scanner on the bottom. There's a text password. You've seen these things overridden before. Chances are, if you... the thumbprint is pretty much hard-coded in there, so it's difficult to hack that. But seeing as though Bruno says that it's his tablet, you should still be able to use the same said fingerprint. If it's been hacked, then there's possibly been somebody mucking around with the password.
You got anybody who'd want to see your Castrovel? It looks like this might have been hacked.
Not that I'm aware of. It's just... I don't know. Maybe I've got an enemy somewhere.
If you can keep your thumb here, I'll have a little go at trying to fix it. If I can I have a go at trying to fix it?
Yeah, let's have a hacking the computer.
We computers check. There we go.
Oh, what does your rig look like?
55. Oh, my exo rig is built into my eye and my wee fingers. Got a rune, which is the rune for wealth, part of my whole system to scan and assess various loading and how to put crates in the right place just right, and also to tinker with things here and there, like this fine gentleman's Game Boy.
So your fingers are like they're like a hacking kit inside of them?
I was thinking is it Fifth Element? The guy's got the little key in his finger.
Oh.
just one of those. It depends on what I need. Plug it in.
Nice.
Sometimes it's a key, sometimes it's a can opener.
Ghost in a Shell.
Aye.
Anyway, with our standalone complex mainly. There's androids in that where basically, while doing the hacking and needing to press a lot of keys at once, their fingers each just divide off to 5 individual fingers each, and it's just maddening to watch. So yeah, that's a 25 plus a 5 bonus for getting him to put his thumb in place.
Oh, well done. You helped. Well done, Bruno.
You managed to get
back in no time.
access into the tablet, but you also notice that somebody has installed a firewall preventing somebody from resetting the password.
Does this look like it's meant to be on there, or is this something that somebody else has put on?
Let's have a perception check on that one.
Oh. you'd think with it being in my eye, it'd be slightly better than that. Oh, it's not too bad. 21.
Yeah, this shouldn't be here. The algorithms and firewall utilize classic space goblin techniques.
Goblins. Have you had any dealings with goblins recently, Mr. Runo?
Goblins? No, not. There was rumors, and I say rumors, there's stories going about at the moment that there are some space goblins working the area.
It seems they might have got an eye out for your store, or for what's actually on the datapad. Sorry,
it's basically just an inventory management system and document store.
Oh, okay. Have you got any other big deals going down at the moment?
I mean, it's mainly just a change of ownership of this place.
Maybe they're after your berries, or maybe they're after your store. I'd keep an eye out for goblins if I were you.
Oh, and you too.
Did it say how many crates we were getting, by the way, on that sheet? Because I don't know if we got told. I can't remember.
Yeah, I told you? I'm pretty sure. Yeah, 50 tons
50.
of yarrow berries.
Okay.
Well, that's tons, but not crates.
Yeah, it's 50 pounds to a crate, and it's 50 tons of yarrow berries. So,
Math.
I think it's 1,000 pounds to a ton.
It's a lot.
8 hours worth.
8 hours worth of crates.
8 fucking hours.
I mean, that's a full day's work.
And a day lost in space.
Absolutely.
It's 8 hours.
If there's
Because you've not thought about the other problem yet. But anyway, we'll get to that in a bit.
You're offloading into the spaceship.
Well,
I like somebody who thinks.
We just keep it on the Jeep and then never take it off.
Yeah.
And
You
then
saw
when
the
I get
floor
down-
print. So the truck extends to sort of like 5 times its length. That truck was in one half of the ship. Most of the cargo hold is the other half of the ship through the galley.
Yeah, is it reasonable to assume these 50 crates are going to fill up an entire side?
It's going to basically fill up both sides.
Yeah, no, we can't keep it on the thing.
Yeah, that was. I was like, if we put it on the other side, it's fine. No, it'll take both sides. I should know this. If there's nothing else I can do to help this gentleman with his, I'm gonna.
There is some more stuff you can do. So you can try and hack past the firewall, so that you can try to remove that, allowing him to reset the password and clear out the hackers. But that'll require another computer's check.
Righty, yeah, I thought I found the firewall. I've not gone through it yet. I'll give it another try. Here we go. Tap. 26.
Yeah, that's fine, even if you didn't ask him to put his thumb back in place.
Put your thumb on it, buddy. Come on.
Yeah, that'd be a 31. 31 at level 1. Welcome to Starfinder, folks, where the numbers really get ridiculous.
We love to see it.
I do love Starfinder numbers, mainly because that's the only time that I can actually get a double figure to roll. So yeah, you managed to clear out the firewall and allowing him to reset his password.
I like to remind him of the standard protocols for setting up a password. Use a character, a number, give him some instruction on how to. He doesn't seem to know what he's doing too much.
Yeah, I mean, he's a grocer. Now that you've spent a little bit of time with him, he's revealed that, he's ex-soldier. Hence the injuries. So it's like he doesn't really get computers. It's like it's a thing. I tell it what to do. It does it. That's as far as his relationship with computers goes. But yeah, if you're right about it being Goblin, there's been a bit of talk. I didn't think much of it, but if you're right, and they're the ones who act my files, well, I don't know what they're up to, but it's criminal, that's for sure.
Well, I mean, we can't jump to conclusions with goblins, but I mean, they've hacked your thing, so I suppose that's certainly criminal.
Yep. Okay, so that's dealt with. Back to loading the ship. Tess, let's see if you managed to flag anybody down to help.
Okie dokie. Do you just want me to roll diplomacy?
Yes, I think diplomacy is... diplomacy a bluff, because you were offering... excitement, was it, or...
Adventure.
The excitement of
Adventure
loading
in the stars.
crates. It depends on the person. Sometimes it depends on what I think will appeal to them. It could be a sob story. I could be a lady in distress. Whatever.
So,
works.
diplomacy or bluff, your choice.
I'll do diplomacy.
You get a couple of people who are interested, but it's like, so, that's a good few hours work. What's the credit situation like?
The reward is helping this poor old man load his retirement. Have you been to the store? Do you know how long it's been here? Part of the city is. Pret's family has been established here for so long. You couldn't do deals with the fruits and business without them. So clearly we just need to give back to the community. This poor old man just wants to retire and this is the last thing he has, some yarrow berries? Come.
Yeah, a real sob story lady, but I got more interesting things to be doing.
Oh, like what? You won't want to go home and tell your friends how you contributed to Lucian to the society? How you bettered yourself today?
No, I'm just gonna go home and take a nap. I mean...
Well, you are a boring individual.
And you're just a strange one expecting people to do a full day's labor for no
I'm not
pay.
asking you to do a full day's labor. I'm asking you to help out in the community. Where's your pride?
I mean, no. I'm not getting into this. Bye. And they just walk off.
Fine.
I asked, is Tess wearing edge corporate wear whilst asking to help out with the community?
No.
Okay.
She's never in uniform.
The uniform is optional. It's only mandatory for certain ranks of it, and it's more, rebranded Abadar Corps suit rather than, the traditional fare of edge overalls.
That's even better.
Bruno makes some calls, and a few hours into shifting around the goods, a couple of employees turn up and start helping you load the truck.
Oh, thank you.
This is going to reduce it down to 5 hours.
Hey, that's
It
a
always
lot.
pays to have someone
Yeah.
who doesn't have noodle arms.
And Flimsy joining after his, or is his thing taking a while?
It's taken a little while, but not hours. It's like 15 minutes of just making sure that you've cleared out the firewall and all the goblin hackery accordingly. But it's you can help out. The main problem is not just moving stuff; it's the fact that you've only got 2 hover carts.
Mm-hmm. And Dieva has to be on a hover cart because she's only got an 8 strength. She can't be lifting things.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure Trix isn't looking too much better.
Noodle arms.
So we're like lifting crates together and like putting them on the hover carts one by one. So slow.
Does anybody have more than 8 strength in the party?
Oh, Jesus Christ. I have just looked.
Flimsy, what's yours?
I'm sitting at a wee 8. I'm a spaceship dwarf.
But you wear all
I'm
that
more about
heavy
the center of
armor.
gravity.
Tess?
Sitting at 10, baby. Sitting at 10.
She's the only one who
Strongest
works
person
out.
here, and it's only a 10.
And refusing to do any of the lifting.
Gotta keep those biceps toned, baby.
They're only for show.
Well.
Yeah, I'm gonna continue to try to get people to help out.
Yeah,
As best I
without
can.
offering some kind of, compensation in terms of money or goods, they're not for biting, I'm afraid to say.
I would be more than happy to try and pay somebody once we get back to port. Luckily, we've got the help of the Pratt employees.
Do you think the Pratt employees would come with us?
We
Probably not.
could
Do
ask.
you think we could pay them a small fee to come with us?
How small we talking here?
Maybe because you helped, what's his face? The head Pratt.
Yeah.
Yeah. See if they'll be keen.
They might be willing, seeing as though you helped head Pratt, but they, it's like Pratt's paying them for the time at the store. You'd have to pay them for the time at the dock.
Right.
Could I maybe ask Pratt if I could just take their shifts away with us for a bit while we do that? He's still paying for them, but
We could also
to help him
probably.
with his retirement.
There's always people hanging around the dock supports, like looking for odd jobs like that. No.
Good point.
There are people. I'm currently manically looking up the cost of hiring somebody, and I don't think it's in this book at all.
Maybe
Oh,
we
here we
find
go.
some good Formians. They've got all those extra limbs.
And hopefully more than 8 strength.
You'd be looking. So if you were, you're looking at a credit per hour of hiring somebody.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, is that it?
What? That's
Yeah.
it? Oh, well then yes, definitely. I offered those guys some credits. Like 5 credits.
Okay, so well, right. The guys who are perhaps employees or the random people on the street are you talking about?
The random people on the street to help with the uploading. Since I already talked to them and I already got the roll off, I might as well just.
Yeah, they'll help out. You've reduced the time down to 4 hours.
Sweet.
Now the problem is more just logistics of trying too many cooks. If you can't hire any more people because you'll just get blockages in doorways.
Can I offer to hire the flat staff to come with us for the unload?
Yeah. So you're looking at about the Pratt staff or everybody? Because you're looking at 8 credits if you want to hire everybody. You're looking at 4 credits just for the Pratt staff.
Yeah, I'll spend 8 credits to hire everybody.
Okay. So I mean your unload time is also going to be 4 hours.
Aye,
Boom.
sweet.
Sweet. Oh my gosh, look how great we
Credits.
are at micromanagement.
Credits talk, folks. Credits talk.
I feel like we are quickly on the rise to becoming middle managers at EdgeCore.
Yeah.
Is that
Maybe
is
we
that
could middle
good?
manage something else.
Well, it comes with a better pay raise if that's the sort of thing you're interested in, Trix.
Does it come with a better named ship?
I think you stay more in one spot. It's usually like office work, less dangerous, less physical.
Oh, so boring things.
Not boring,
Right.
stable.
You'll do well on the
Boring.
beat. You'll do well here.
I hope so. I certainly need the credits.
No one wants to be tied to a wee desk.
It depends on the state of the desk. Is it oak?
Does
Is
it
it
move?
gilded?
Does it explode?
What is the chair situation like? There's certain desks I would very much like to be behind. Or in front of.
Or on top of? Hey.
Only on the weekends.
Anyway, we offload.
Let's go. We're wasting
No,
time.
You're loading.
Okay.
We load.
You've loaded. Once you are done, 4 hours later, slight aches, slight pains, but nothing you can't handle. Runo comes out. Senior Pratt comes out, and as you've sort of like finished your little, I say little, loading up the cargo from your designated area within the distribution center, he sort of like slides over to Flimty a additional crate. Ship's rations can get pretty stale on a long drift, courtesy of Pratt's produce.
Thank you very much, Bruno.
You know, thanks to your position, that this crate of berries, if you eat it, they're going to be tasty. If you sell them on the Akiton market, roughly worth 500 credits.
Ooh,
We are selling those.
not bad. I'll firmly shake his hand. Thank you very much.
Well.
At the very least, we could trade them for something better.
Don't even mind that you got my name wrong.
Siski will give you a fair price for the shipment. She runs car imports in the Hive market. You tell her I sent you. We go way back.
Can I ask a slightly impolite question? What manner of person is Siski?
Rude.
She would be...
Checks his tablet.
My apologies. Sorry.
How dare you?
I think she's human. We're going to go with human until confirmed otherwise.
What was the name again?
Frisky.
Siski.
Oh, Siski or Frisky?
Siski. I
heard
will
Frisky.
use...
Frisky on the weekends only.
I think Frisky is a great name.
Next character. There we go.
Flimsy and Frisky. It could be a long lost sister, brother,
Cousin?
Maybe
cousin.
on the human side.
And
Yeah. Never know with your dwarves.
Especially these days, dwarves have actually started to get a lot taller, thanks to the zero gravity of the outer space.
Oh, interesting.
Not as... They're still on the short side, but they can be, the exceptionals amongst them can be very much human-ish height.
5'4", 5'6".
Yeah, that kind of thing.
Basically a giant.
they look
Look who
intrinsically
I'm talking
human,
to.
but get offended whenever you call them one.
And I'm only average sized.
You could stack 3 of me on top of you and still not touch your head.
Yeah, they get insulted if you said that they were giant size, though.
Probably.
Dwarves and giants do not get along.
Oh no, that's the old ways. You need to get with the times.
So yeah, you all pile into the truck. Your temporary employees all hail a hover car to get them over to the docks. The city is a constant buzz. Spacecraft hum in nearby docking facilities and zoom overhead while merchants and crowds of tourists chatter. The rumbling of engines of the cargo rig below merges seamlessly to the urban symphony. As the spaceport comes back into view up ahead, an old woman pushing a cart across the street yelps in alarm as her cart tips over and rusty tanks of petrol tumble out, scattering in every direction. Traffic stops and drivers of nearby vehicles shout, but the old woman ignores them. Instead, she walks slowly to one of the rolling barrels, picks it up, and carefully cradles it in her arms as she returns to the fallen cart.
And I, on the way, have been telling these guys about the situation with the tablet and the potential. I hear Rusty. I think I'm. Can I have advised them of that situation on the way over?
Yeah, you can. For the most part, unless you are extremely isolated, I assume that most things that I say are general knowledge to the group.
Communicated.
Yeah, I'm not one of them where it's like, but you didn't say that you said it to everybody, and it's like, no, that's just that to me. It seems a little bit like, no, this is important stuff, especially when it comes to in combat identifying creatures.
Right.
For example, it's all like it's a lot for me to say, and then for you to have to regurgitate it word for word to the other players. It's a little bit silly at times, I feel.
So...
Is the old woman Lashunta, or is she something else?
Make me a perception check.
Is she tall enough to not be a goblin?
Is it like a goblin in a cowl?
Everybody make perception checks who's paying attention to the old woman.
Uh-oh, spaghetti-o.
Ooh. No. 4. Ooh.
22.
11.
16.
These are my non-GMing rolls, just to let you know.
She kind of looked Lashuntan. Tess, you recognize them as Lashuntan. Everybody else, Tess has more important things to be thinking about. It appears to be an android of some variety.
Who happen to look like an old woman.
Happens to look like an old woman. Very definitely goblin structure to her modifications.
Hey, check my bonus crate. Grab hold of it.
Can I jump up on top of the car and have a look around?
Yes, you can. Make me a perception check.
Oh, hello.
Natural 20 with a 26.
All right. We can show you this before I go to setting something
No one
else up.
steals my stuff.
Look at that space dog slicer.
Look at this boblin.
Granny Goblin droid.
Gross.
We are going to have ourselves a combat map when I can find it. Here we go. It fell
Nice
off
some
the
granny goblins. Let's go.
back of the truck.
Punch her in the face.
Right. So,
You're the only one that can punch out of all.
Oh, I'm not going to be punching. I can't punch. I'll die instantly. I'll break my wrists and then just collapse.
So Trex is on top at that side. Let's make everything visible. You can see at the back of the truck there are 3 space goblins who have approached the truck and seem to be eyeing up your cargo. We'll put Flimsy in the front.
Still all dark for me.
That's because I've only
Your
just
token's
added
not on the map yet.
That
Your
would
token.
explain it.
You're so big.
Oh. Size of
Yes.
you.
I'm all like crunched up in the back of the truck. What's going on?
Yeah, just
I
look
cannot
at it.
see.
Yeah, I think I'm between grids if you want to move me a little bit.
Yeah, I'm just trying to make sure that you didn't get, because one of the things is sort of like line of sight is enabled and you can't quite see.
I'm aware I can't see the goblins.
There we go.
So this has caused like some sort of traffic jam, I'm assuming. Like they came out right in front of us and there's like vehicles all around us. We're in the middle of the street.
It's a bit.
Yeah, there are other vehicles around, and there's drivers trying to turn down this road. There's the fuel cans in the street that they can't drive around. There's 3 goblins at the back. They seem to have ridden up on goblin junk cycles and are eyeing up your cargo.
I knew we were coming.
Roll for initiative. So, just as a bit of a thing while everybody gets set up for the initiative, Starfinder works very similar to D&D in it's action economy style. In D&D, it's action, bonus action, and move. In Starfinder, it's action, move action, and then free actions and or swift actions. It gets a little bit complicated. Generally, I'm not too au fait with the difference between a free action and a swift action. I think you can only have one swift action around. But for the most part, a move is a move and a standard is a standard. It's only if you've got special talents or abilities do the others come into play.
All right.
Okay, so initiative has been rolled. We've got a lot scattered all over the show. But the old woman, or I should say junkbot decoy, is going to continue because you guys haven't really reacted yet to what's going on. She's just going to move over, pick up this petrol can, and move it into her pile back at the cart in the middle of the road. Next up, we have Trix.
Yes. Maybe we want to remove those petrol tanks, but in the meantime, I'm going to jump across to here.
Okay, is that all your movement?
No. There we go.
Okay, let's have an acrobatics check as you try to jump that gap.
Gonna do something
Or
flashy.
should it be athletics? Sorry, athletics to jump.
Oh, no, I was hoping the other one. How could you?
Acrobatics is what will
Let's
happen
go.
if you fail. You're fine. You manage that gap, no problem. And you start sprinting across the top of these crates. Very
now-
delicately, lest you crush some of the yarrow berries. No.
Of course. I'm light, it's fine. I'm going to draw my laser pistol as I move. And I'm going to fire a warning shot. So I'm not actually aiming at them, but I'm sort of aiming like there-ish.
Yeah. Do you
Like
have a bab?
No.
You don't. So you can't draw your pistol, I'm afraid.
Oh, no, I forgot that was a thing.
Yeah. It only really matters in Starfinder for like the first level, but only if you have a bab can you draw as a move.
But I can draw as an action, right?
You can draw as an action, and you can have a flavor shot in the air.
I will draw as my action, and I'll scream, "Oi, vamoose! No one steals from the dread space pirate!"
Alrighty then. Next up we have Flimsy.
Would it be an action to see if this nanny bot is being aggressive in any way? Or do they just seem to be like...
Make me a engineering check.
Sense engineering.
You're essentially trying to identify it as salts.
19?
It does seem to be equipped and prepped for combat.
Oh, okay. It's right here, and I've only got wee legs, so if you don't mind, I'll take care of this thing, or keep it busy if you guys want to please protect the cargo, the beautiful cargo. I also don't have much in the way of... what happens if I pick up a petrol tank? Do we need a map
It
for
will
that?
be an action to pick up the petrol tank
Okay, I'm gonna hop down.
through the front window.
Oh, we're inside, aren't we? Sorry.
Yes, you are. There we go.
not
It was going to be the
trying-
question if you just started firing it, so I through the front windscreen.
No, that will come out of our paychecks.
I'm going to go there. I don't know if it's aggressive yet, but this will probably tell me if it is or not.
So you move close to the petrol tank, yes?
I'd like to pick one up.
Okay, you pick it up.
Can I tell what does it look like? It's gonna. Is it a bomb? Is it ticking?
It's got a little bit of petrol in there. It's not ticking. It's not a bomb. Yet.
Okay. Well, I think that's my action. That's my move. So,
All right.
frenzy done.
Now we're going to skip past a couple of petrol tanks because it's the only way that it keeps track of those things. And we've got
Oh my
this
last.
guy.
Sorry, it just like I'm like.
Am I
did I
dead?
roll a
You're-
0?
Did you roll initiative?
I did not. That would explain.
That might be why you're not in the initiative list.
Let me roll. There we go. Still pretty
There we
low,
go.
but at least
You're-
I know report tests.
Not quite now.
You're in there.
But yeah, so okay. You've not disrupted the aura things, which is great. So this space goblin is going to look at Trix and is just going to very carefully lift off one of the crates and put it onto their junk cycle.
No.
You're dead. You're a dead
No.
man. You're a dead man.
Space Goblin 7 is going to move around and move up, drawing his pistol, waving it in the air and saying, "You know, see us! You know, see us!" And he is going to attempt to intimidate you. Or a 7.
Ah, I laugh in the face of danger.
Modified to a 7. So he's basically trying to tell you to get back in the car and nothing bad will happen, just you don't see him. And then this one is going to also move up to the back of the car and take a crate of yarrow berries. Yiva.
All right. Well, the sooner we get moving, the quicker we can get out of this place. So, like, Yeva, like, has her hands down low, kind of, like, under, like, behind the seat, in front of her, where, Tess is. And she just kind of, like, mutters and closes her eyes and moves the hands a little bit. And she's going to cast Psychokinetic Hand. How heavy are the petrol tanks?
Not very heavy. You know, it's
One bulk?
It's pardon?
One bulk.
I will say it's a bulk.
Okay.
Maybe lighter.
So she'll probably like pick one that's like on its side and like just roll it out of the way to the north. Like maybe this one up here. Petrol take 9 and roll it to the north.
Oh, okay. Does it have the speed on the psychokinetic hand?
You can propel the object as far as 15 feet in any direction.
Okay.
But it needs
So-
to, it ends as soon as it's 30 feet out of my range. Ooh, I did not count that.
Yeah, I don't think so. Target the one that's been moved now.
How do I target again?
Press Control and then click on it. Okay, so basically you've set it off rolling, and that's now out of going. It's rolling out of your range.
Perfect. And then I for my
You do see there is actually sort of like a little bit of traffic beyond that's, so, even if you get everything immediately out of the way, it's going to be a bit of a squeeze trying to get a articulated truck through there.
Okay. And then I'm going to turn and start crawling out of the truck. 5, 10, 15. Do I have to hop across that?
Are you trying to head to the back? Sorry.
Yes.
Are you getting? If you get out of the side and then run down the back, run down the side, that would be easier because you're basically just spending 10 foot to get out of a door and then you're away.
There we go. That's it. That's all I got.
Okay. There we go.
Hey.
You move up.
This is property of EJ Corp, you freaks.
It's property of ours now. You know, see us.
And
You know, see us.
Stand up.
Tests. You are having such a good day.
I was, and then this happened. Are the employees in the truck with us? Because we paid them to come unload this.
No, there wasn't enough room in your truck. They got a hover car over to the spaceport.
So they are nowhere nearby.
They are not in any danger whatsoever.
Didn't want them to be in danger, wanted to use them, but that's fine.
That would have put them in danger.
More than 8 credits work, I think.
Okay. So as far as she's seen, there's been a commotion in the back of the yelling of goblins, and then there's the android out front that she thinks is Lashunta. Is that correct?
Yeah, you think the woman in front is Lashunta, but you've heard Trix and Yeeva shout about, get your hands off our stuff.
Okay, well...
You're pushed to talk.
She's just gonna get out of the truck and same idea as Krifu's character had. I don't know, I just forgot your name for a second. Eva. And try and move some of the barrels out of the way just to try to clear a path.
Yep. And are you just doing that by hand?
Kicking appropriate?
Kicking is a style of moving things. So yeah, just let me know where you're moving and which one you're trying to punt out of the way.
Perfect.
Oh, so
Move
you
there and then kick bucket.
the one in front of you, yeah.
Yeah.
Make me a melee attack roll. On the front of your character sheet, there should be a box for melee. Or just roll a d20, because apparently your modifier is 0. Yeah, you get a
That's
quick...
a 6?
It's an unmoving object. You didn't pierce its thing, but it does start to roll away from you.
Okay.
A little bit.
Cool. A little bit.
All right, let's get through the petrol tanks. And okay, so we're back over to the top.
Does anyone else find it a little concerning that the petrol tanks have turns?
A little bit, yeah.
I'm hoping that's the only way you could get the items on the map.
It's pretty much as Trix says, it's the only way that I can get him to behave on the map.
All right.
I live in hope.
You live in hope.
Such an optimist.
So, Flimsy, you're lucky in a certain regard. But in other regards, so she just drops the tank that she is carrying, and basically gets both fists together and just brings them down into a slam on top of you for a 19 to hit.
Almost wasn't a hit, amazingly.
Almost. Wow, that is nearly impressive. Not as impressive as a headache you're about to receive.
I imagine.
For a total of 10 points of damage.
Oh, yep. That's me into wounds.
Nice.
Bricks, behind you, you heard the clunk of metal striking dwarven skull. You're not quite sure why you know that that's a sound that you recognize, but
It's
it
a
is a sound.
universal sound. No, I'm sure it's fine. I'm sure it's the other way around. Definitely. That's the narrative I'm going with. What's the line of sight on these goblins for me, stood on top of this cart?
The ones at the back, it's a bit trickier. We're going to go with soft cover.
I mean, that suits me just fine. I'm gonna get closer. As I run, I'm sort of acrobatically somersaulting over the boxes, and I'm gonna go for a trick attack
Okay.
on the first one who defied me. So the DC is 20 plus 1.5 times the creature's CR.
Or do just plus CR?
Oh no, plus CR. Plus CR.
20 plus
I have it
CR,
written
yeah.
down. So that was wrong. Ignore that one. There we go. I forgot I had a macro. That failed. And now I'm gonna shoot him.
Okay. You're just going to straight up shoot him.
Hey!
Of course.
Nice.
Critical.
Okay, that's probably going to sting a little bit.
So we need.
Gonna go aiming right between the eyes.
And he is on fire, not quite down just yet.
Crates are made of metal in space, right?
Sure. But at the same token, you know, they're open topped sort of like things. Because, you know, they're fruit, they need to breathe. Otherwise they get all sweaty. Yeah, you're fine. So, is there anything else you would like to... Oh, by the way, the goblin is on fire.
Yeah. And I just scream, put them back on the cart.
And he just kind of looks at you and it's like, put it back on the cart or I'm burning. And we'll get to him on his turn. Flimsy.
Well, that hurt a lot, that's for sure.
Your ears are still ringing from that.
I've got one in my hand, right?
You do.
Let's see how Granny likes it. First of all, Tess, I know you don't do magic, but protect the cargo, please. I've got Nanny Bot, I think. Maybe. Here we go.
I do magic.
Tess does magic.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
It's the other one who doesn't
I'm
do
the one
magic.
that does no
Oh,
magic.
sorry.
David doesn't do magic. I definitely do magic.
Tess, you do all the magic.
Right, yes. What I'm good at. You go punch someone.
She's got like
want-
degrees in that shit.
What am I rolling to petrol tank?
No, you're basically taking the petrol tank and slamming it down on top of the junk bot,
I want to do what it did to me, essentially.
which is taking the petrol tank and slamming it on top of the junk bot. Yes?
Yeah, that might be.
Yep, okay, just make me a melee attack roll.
Okie dokie. This isn't going to go too well. Oh, not too bad.
Now, also, while we do this, make me a reflex saving throw.
Reflex saving throw. There we go. That is a 19. It was an 18 to hit, by the way.
Yeah.
Okay, so first of all, you hit 1d4 minus or plus your strength modifier.
Oh, that's not good. That's 2 damage.
2 damage to the junk bot for smacking it over the head. Okay, great stuff, great stuff. And then it explodes. Not the junk bots, the petrol tank.
I got really excited.
The car.
I thought it was flimsier than flimsy.
No, it's... The thing is, it's not too big of an area of effect. It's just that.
Ow.
And it catches you as well. And
Why
yeah,
was it a cone when it did it? It's an explosion when I did.
it's slightly different when it's doing things. And Fortunately, you saved, but so did the junk bot. You take 1 point of fire damage.
Okie dokie.
As basically what happened is as you slam it down, it sort of like starts leaking petrol out of the side of the can. And by the mouth of the junk bot, you see these sort of like tiny little sparks go off, ignite the petrol, and the jerry can just explodes.
Does it have another one in its hand, by the way?
No, that one disappeared out of existence.
Okay.
So you've still got your move. Oh, this jerry can 14 is gone, isn't it?
Yes.
Okay, let's kill that. There we go.
Yeah, I'm going to at least move away a little bit, I think. I'll risk the attack of opportunity to see what happens.
You're going to move down there?
Yeah.
All right. And you move away, and it's all like it lunges at you, but it's not agile enough to strike out at you. Is that you done?
That is me done.
Okay, so we now flash back to the back of a truck where there is a goblin on fire who's debating between putting himself out and putting the crate back onto the back of the van. Unfortunately, the flames become too much and he expires, dropping the crate onto the ground.
Nice.
Right, let's see. What's the space goblin's motivation? That's what you've got to ask yourself. A space goblin's motivation is
the desire to live to tell this story to their children.
not quite. They do tend to focus fire. You are a little bit of a problem. So he is going to take a shot at you from the side of a truck. You're stood on top of this, so you get no cover whatsoever. And he pulls out, but he's already got out a... it's not actually a goblin junk laser. It seems to be slightly more stable than that.
Look at them going up in the world.
Yeah, and he takes out a traditional pistol and shoots you with a projectile.
What?
Playing conventions.
And I believe a 17 will hit.
Yeah.
And you take 1 point of damage.
Well, that tickled.
Actually, sorry, I meant to actually do another thing. And he is going to try to clamber up beside you. So he needs to make me an athletics check. Oh my god, he doesn't have athletics.
Uh-oh.
So he's going to try and climb up the side of the van. Moves up to there. And so like just he can't quite do the chin up to get onto the side of the van, never mind. So he's like trying to just
depressing for him.
lift himself up to the side, but no, he's not able to do that. This guy, he is going to try to climb up and move up. He's just going to straight up climb, and he makes it. And he moves towards you, drawing his dog slicer as he goes. And he is going to swing at you with said dog slicer. Oof, that was nearly an 8.
The vengeance is real.
The vengeance is real. And it contacts you, and it's just basically just biting into your ankles. Trying to knock you over, but I don't think this is gonna... 2 points of damage. That's my luck, folks. I can get a crit, And then on 2d4, I get 2 points of damage. How are you feeling there, Trix?
My knees. I'm still in stamina. I'm fine. The suit's taking most of the trauma.
All right, so now we're going to move on to Yeva.
Yeva, from where she's at, she pulls out her pistol and she points it at the goblin that's trying to climb up. And she shouts, "Hey, you leave our space pirate alone!" And she's going to go ahead and shoot at it. Let me target it. There we go. And with my semi-auto...
What's your range on a semi-auto?
Oh, shit, that's good.
I think it's 60.
What is the range? Where?
It's 30 feet, so
30
take a
feet.
-2 for the range.
Okay. Dang, I can't move because I don't have a BAB either.
Yep.
So it's just going to be a flat D20 roll then.
I mean, that's still a good, reasonable chance.
11.
I can't remember the
AC.
Space Goblins. It unfortunately just misses, and it ricochets off the side of the van.
Well,
Very close to the Space Goblin,
I'll
but
be careful next time. But hey, leave her alone. Yeah, that's my turn.
all right. Tess, you are up.
Seeing as how I've been here before and I've lived here for a while, I would know what the police sirens would sound like.
Yep. You don't hear anything at the moment.
Yes, but I would like to create some.
Yes.
So I want to do a minor illusionary sound of approaching sirens to our location.
Okay, and what's a range of effect on that? Do we have a go sound, create a minor illusion? Yeah, okay.
Close. 30 feet.
Yep. Okay, yeah, I can see this working. And is that just an action? Yeah. What's your DC at this level? You're on mute, by the way.
Yeah. I'm looking.
So at the top of your spellcasting, you've got a magnifying glass next to your Technomancer line. And that'll drop it out and tell you the spells per day, spells known, base DC.
DC is 13.
Yep, and this is a cantrip, right? Or at will, 0 level.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, in which case you don't get any pluses to that. If it's first level, then you add 1 onto the DC, for example. So, the certain things are going to happen. Okay, and there we go. Is there anything else you would like to do on your round?
Can I kick a can at the trash lady?
You want to try and kick a can at the trash lady?
Yes, I do.
Okay, move. Oh, actually, no, because Ghost Sound is an action, isn't it? Yeah, so you can have a flavor kick of one in its general direction, but it's not really going to do much. It might roll a little if you move towards one of them.
I will. That's fine.
Are you staying where you are or moving?
I guess I'll move back.
So, yeah, moving back a little bit.
Yeah, just move back a little bit. Don't want to mess with her.
Okie dokie. Rightio. And then we go back to the top of the round. And I'm not sorry. I would say that I'm sorry, but
Pretty close to each other.
you're pretty close to each other. And also, wait, let me do this.
Oh, I forgot there was a can there. Oh, shit. Oh, no.
Is that the right size? That's my first concern. Is this the right size? Yes, it is. Right. That's the right size. So now we move this to there. So she first of all needs to move to about here. And then Flimsy, from her sort of like stomach region, do you remember seeing them two yellowish tubes on her chest?
Mm-hmm.
Well, that is an internal fuel tank. And it's going to start pumping this up out of the top, and she just sprays it over this area. You both need to make 2 reflex saves.
God.
As this also causes the petrol cans that you're stood next to also explode.
I'm never going to get the smell of gasoline out of my clothes.
It's probably a fail with an 11. And that's definitely a fail with a natural 1.
All right. And Tess, if you go back to your character sheet at the top. Yep. Okay, great stuff. And that's an 11 on the reflex save.
You join me with the 1?
There you go.
No.
Second one's better. Second one was better.
Yeah, the second one was better. And you'll be both glad to know that this is first level combat.
Thank God.
So an 11 does actually succeed against her breath weapon.
Nice.
Oh.
So you're only going to take half of this. I'm just trying to bring it up right now. And they've not programmed this in, so great stuff, great stuff. One of the things about Fantasy Grounds, it's great because a lot of this stuff comes pre-programmed in. I just click buttons and set up combat and away we go. Occasionally they don't program certain things in, so I'm having to roll dice manually. And that is going to be 8 points of fire damage, half to 4. So if you both take 4 points of damage, if you please. And you are not set on fire. And then you're Flimsy, you're going to take all of this, and Tess, you're going to take half of it. And that is 1 point of damage to both of you. Because me rolling dice. So in total, that's 5 points of damage. You both got that sorted out on your character sheets?
No. How do I do that again?
So on the front of your character sheet, at the bottom of it, you've got fatigue.
Right.
And that's so in Starfinder, you've got stamina and you've got hit points. Your stamina goes first, and then you start taking away from your hit points by filling in your damage in the fatigue and then the wounds. So you want to put a 4 in your fatigue and 1 in your wounds.
I remember stamina so long ago.
It's a fleeting memory now for Tess as well.
Okay, cool. Cool. Oh, yeah. I should never be hit by anything. I am a flower. Delicate.
On the plus side, we're starting to run out of petrol cans. Petrol can 3. There we go. Why do I see which? I'm just going to flicker these because there's one that's not on the map. This one. This one's already disappeared, but it's still in the combat tracker and was confusing me. All right, there we go. So that's now you're aware of the full capabilities of this junk bot. It hurts. Let's move on to Trix.
There's the explosions. The junk bot causes such pain. Flimsy's on fire. A haiku. by tricks. I'm going to just jump back.
You can see that this space goblin in front of you, sort of like its ears perked up a moment ago when you could hear a siren, but it's still sort of like grinning at you and swiping at you with its sword.
It can try. I'm going to move away, and I have an extra 4 to my AC. So go ahead and hit me.
Okay, I am going to go ahead and try and hit you because you offered it. I'm going to take this off the modifier. You're 4, so does an 8 hit?
No.
Are we sure?
Yes. So I'm going to backflip for panache.
Yep. Make me the acrobatics check.
Oh no!
My knees.
A natural one's still an 11.
Yeah, a natural one's still an 11. So luckily it's you up here, because I was sort of like thinking in the back of my mind at some point you're possibly likely to do some damage, but I don't think you can.
And then I'm going to look around. No one saw that fail, so I'm just going to shoot him.
And hits.
Hey.
Right in the shoulder.
Right in the shoulder, and he takes it. It doesn't seem to do too much to him, as it's like just sets his armor glowing in that one spot, and he yelps a little bit, but otherwise doesn't seem to be too phased by that. All
remember
right.
what happened to your friend, buddy?
Flimsy, how's the beard doing?
It's a bit singed. Got one hand on a knee, like out of breath. I thought I had this handled, but clearly not. Thank you for sticking around, Death.
I do not want to be here.
There's 2 things I want to do. I don't know if I can do them all in one round. Can I draw a weapon and shoot it as an action?
Do you have...
No babs.
If you've not got a bab, then no, you can't.
Just an action to draw
it. It's a move action to draw it.
Okay.
But you can't move and draw a weapon. So yes, you can stand there, draw it, and shoot.
Oh, cool. Yeah, that's what I'd like to do.
But you can't run away.
Yes, that's fair enough. I would like to try and identify this thing first. Is that also doable within this economy?
Yeah, sure. I don't charge too much for an identify. Let's have an
Pathfinder
Second Edition.
Engineering, was it?
Second edition, it's actually an action to recall knowledge, which is just so rough, if you ask me.
Yeah, but you get 3
What
actions
GM would do
in
that?
Second Edition.
Also, why is it so hard to think? Like, thinking should not take that much effort.
That's my argument as to why it's like you either know something or you don't. So, yeah, it's an engineering check to identify this being a mechanical construct.
I've seen its innards. I know. Oh.
Nice.
What would you like to know?
Primarily, has it got any more of those in its tank? Those breath things.
You estimate that it's got another 3 in the tank.
Oh, good lord. Okay. What's its? Do I know its remaining HP? Is that a thing I can learn?
Its remaining HP, it doesn't seem to be too badly damaged. You can have a remaining HP if you wish.
Yeah, go on. So I don't know what's.
One of the, I'll throw this in. I'm not sure how much you've succeeded by the way. You got a 29, and it's a very low CR. Can you remember what the calculation is?
I'm gonna get up. Just be a second.
Yep.
Calculator right here.
It's got an interesting feature to it, which I'll count as 1 check.
What's the CR? Sorry.
The CR is 1.
1. And is it a common, an average, or a rare?
Let's go for an average because it's goblin tech.
It's 4 things then, I think.
Okay, so you've gotten the how many? So basically, the breath weapon it's a petrol tank with igniters in the mouth. As a full action, it breathes a 15-foot cone. dealing 2d8 of fire damage. Just rereading this, it was a full action. I shouldn't have done it last round, so I will give you the benefit of doubt this coming round because I had to move. And it can do this up to 4 times it's used one. It's 2d8 fire, reflex 10 for half.
Good, okay. Is there anything else anyone else wants to know about this thing? We've got one left, is it?
No, because you've got the HP, which is 17 out of 20.
Okay.
The interesting factor about it is if the junk bot is critically hit while it has any uses of its breath weapon remaining, it explodes, destroying itself immediately, but dealing a 2d8 fire damage to all creatures within 15 feet.
Of course.
15 feet. Okie dokie.
And you've got one left to choose.
Right. Does it have any other special abilities?
I'm gonna go with no. It's got construct immunities. It's unliving. It was disguised, but that's all stuff that you're already aware of, or at least roughly aware of.
I think I know this as a player, but I will ask as Flimsy. Does it have any weaknesses?
Only that it's unstable.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I thought it would have a bit of a
good weakness. I mean, it's also scary.
Yeah.
It's also scary that Trix is going to come running back and say, "I'll save you!" Bang, and it just explodes and ignites everybody.
So with that information in hand, I am now going to move first and then withdraw my weapon.
Yep.
I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to stand there and shoot.
Oh.
And I will shout to Tess, like, "Back off, Tess! It's exploding," which you might already have noticed.
Yes, I saw the gasoline come out of its face.
All right, so you're just moving the 20 feet?
That's all I've got.
Oh, yeah, that's...
I've only got wee legs.
Wee legs. And for your action...
I would like to throw my pistol that I've picked up on my various trading routes, a skip shot pistol.
Ooh.
That I can't yet shoot.
All right, then. So, at the sounds of a siren, nobody can really see this, but this space goblin on the ground looks around and is all like, it's going to run back to its junk cycle. In a panicked expression, jump onto it and begin to ride away.
I mean, you never could see that, technically.
Yes, but you couldn't really read the expressions on the face from 60 feet away.
Is that?
Yeah.
Do we know if that's one of the jump cycles that has a crate on it?
Yeah, that was it.
No, I'm fighting the one who had the other crate.
But they're not exactly possessive over who jumps on which.
Right.
Make a perception check. Both of you, Trix and Yeva.
Will do.
Oh, apparently Gojo Supremacy wants us to hydrate.
11. Everyone hydrate. I'm all out
It's
of
coffee, but it counts.
hydration liquid.
Sparkly water.
Did you just say broccoli water?
Sparkling water.
Oh, sparkling water. I thought, what kind of monster are you?
No, broccoli water. No.
Green juice. It's a thing.
Yeva, it's a little bit difficult to say. Tricks. This is one of the junk cycles. It is loaded with one crate of
I
yarrow
will destroy him.
All right. In the meantime, his friend is going to chase you. He doesn't care about crushing the arrow berries beneath his feet. So stumpy, stump, stump. They're on their way to being wine, and he's going to take his dog slicer and slice out at you. And completely whiff it as you sort of like lightly jump over his blade as he comes in for the ankles. And that, I believe, is everything he can do. So we're over to Yeva.
Okay. I
He's got the goods.
I see him riding away, and I'm like, does he have the things? And she thinks about the money that she needs to send back home to the diaspora, and how every credit counts. Every risk is worth it at that point. So first off, she starts running. She's going to move 30 feet forwards. 30. And the spot under her fringe, in the middle of her forehead, begins to burn a little bit as she imagines. She sees in her mind a apocalyptic environment where it's all desert and highways, and she sees like she sees like this spot where there's a large pothole in a road, and she wishes that it would appear in front of the goblin's bike. And so I'm going to use my Witch Warper ability, Infinite Worlds, to create a spot of difficult terrain in front of it.
Okay.
We'll see if that does anything, but it's 100. I have 110 feet of range on that, so it's literally the only thing that I could do.
Yep,
nice.
So right in front of the goblin on the side,
Yeah, and I'm hoping that
pretty much as you imagine it, it's now very potholed.
it's just difficult terrain, but we'll see.
We're going to see how well he handles that on his turn.
Right. And that's it.
Alrighty. Back over to Tess. Quick reminder, these things can explode.
Yeah, and I don't like that very much. Yeah, I'm gonna just... I'm gonna move back to Flimsy, actually.
Yes, group together. Together. Oh, you're using your superior movement to move back to Flimsy and behind.
Use him as cover.
Yes.
A look of panic on Flimsy's face.
No, you stay where you are, dwarf man.
The shield, but it doesn't help against explosions. Oh, you're on mute, sorry.
Shoot it, and we're far enough away. It'll be fine. You just gotta shoot it. I'm gonna supercharge your weapon.
Oh, nice.
So just fucking shoot it! Make it explode over there, not here, not on me. Also, my clothes all smell bad. Do we have a washing machine on the ship? Oh!
What does it look like as you cast your spell? You're muted.
Imagine she holds out her hand and it's just like he holds it over his weapon and it just kind of like glows slightly and then she lets it go.
What color of glow?
Probably a kind of orangey red.
Okay. And that's you done for the round, I believe?
Yep.
Alrighty then. We're gonna go back over to the junk bot. And it is gonna start moving forward. And it gets up to about there.
Ooh, so close.
Alright. Tricks.
I am going to ignore this goblin entirely. He is not worth my time. And then I'm gonna run.
You're jumping down?
Yes.
Alright. You jump down, you run to the back.
And a question: Can I also jump on his cycle?
not his cycle. They're mainly designed for single occupants. There are 2 other cycles there.
I think for now, as I come around the corner, I'm kind of going to skid to a stop and attempt to shoot him.
Okay, you doing a trick attack?
I am doing a trick attack.
Okay.
Oh.
Such is life.
That's a no on the acrobatics.
Oh,
And why do we have so many dice flying around? That will be both misses on... You skid and accidentally shoot the goblin behind you as well, but it just goes totally wide on both of them.
just land flat on my back, like, oh, balls.
You take a quick glance around. There's no witnesses apart from the goblin, so, maybe there's still a chance to make sure there's no witnesses. Flimsy. Murder Death Machine has come forward a little bit.
Did I learn that the unstableness, it's only on a crit, not on a just when it dies?
It's only on a crit.
I'm going to risk it.
Do it!
I'm going to point my beady eye towards it, with a little blue glint, as I'm using a move action to target it.
You're using your combat tracking, yes?
Yes, my combat tracker. That gives me a +1 to the attack roll.
Yep.
And I'm going to take my skip shot pistol, which is questionable at the best of times, and it's now glowing, and try to take a shot.
It's
Never
fine,
done that
it's good.
before.
It's very good.
There we go. Oh, is it just a hit? Oh, I didn't have it targeted, sorry.
You didn't target it. It is just a hit.
So it's this much damage?
Plus, what's the supercharge?
4d6.
Hey!
Oh.
Nice. Do you want to roll it, Tess?
I can try.
It's your magic, you can go for it.
So yeah, if you right click on the d6, it should give you the 4, and that'll pick them all up, so you can just fling them in the chat box. You might be on mute again.
I can roll it if you like. Oh, no, here we go.
There we go. Not bad, not bad.
I was trying to figure out how to do it. Sorry.
As the bullet kind of like teleports, the bullets kind of like disappear from front of the gun and land inside it, and I see it still standing, maybe?
Yeah, it's still standing, and it kind of skipped to it and basically appeared inside of it and just like blew out its back casing. But it's not done anything to the front of it where the petrol tank and the rest of the mechanism is still.
I'll turn around and be, Tess, get out of here. Get away.
You don't have
At
to tell me
least-
twice.
About 10, 15 feet at least.
Right.
All right, we have got Space Goblin 7. What's your spellcasting modifier, Eva?
14, because I had to use a level 1 spell for that.
Rightio. So it's going to try and make a piloting check to try and navigate these potholes. If it fails, it's a cycle. It will tipple onto its side and he won't be able to get away. And that's a 22, I'm afraid.
Infinite
Damn it.
worlds, infinite bad luck.
Yeah. And so he is going to ride off into the distance.
How far does he get?
He gets a fair... I don't know how vehicles work too well. And I
Sure,
don't
these
have
move
the
so
Goblin
fast.
junk cycle.
They don't actually.
They require a fair amount of acceleration. But he gets over to there.
Goblin junk cycle.
Yeah, it's only when you do a full action to sort of like move do you actually get
15 feet. Yeah, full is 250 though.
Yeah. So he's actually possibly more about there-ish for the moment. But then the next round he'll do a full action to do 250 straight down this road. Hopefully, unless he crashes into something. Probably won't. Okay, is this... Where do you go? Oh, there you are. Get back here.
I care not for your machinations.
Careful your kneecaps. Hey! Yeah! Give me your kneecaps. And he does a half damage against you for some reason. Why is that on a half? I'm just going to strike at you again, but this one doesn't count, okay?
Okay.
There we go. Okay, give yourself that 1 point of damage back.
Yep.
Don't know why he was doing half, but we'll let it stand. And so yeah, he's come up and stabbed you a little bit. Yiva.
I think it's a lost cause to go after that goblin. I mean, I could try the pothole maneuver again, but I can hear a commotion behind me, so maybe I will turn.
You've heard explosions, lots of screaming from behind you.
So I'll definitely turn around, see that junk bot terribly wounded now, bearing down on my co-workers, and run in that direction, pistol in hand. 15, 20, 25. Yes and no. I'd like to do a little bit of a diagonal moves. There we go. Maybe like there.
You can just drag straight to where you want to be, and Fantasy Grounds does the math for you.
So I'll go there. I don't think I'll be close enough at that point to get rid of the penalty, but it won't be... Well, we'll see. 40 feet, so I do still have a penalty, but I will shoot at it either way. Natural 1! No, it's 7.
Oh.
Still bad.
Still a miss, I'm afraid.
So she's just shooting wildly into the air. No! We're losing all our cargo.
All right, and over to Tess,
Okay.
who may or may not be questioning the competency of the people around you.
Yeah, she's constantly doing that. So yeah, she's gonna move out of the way. So yeah, move out of the way and then attempt to make a pot shot at the junk bot.
All right. What are we using? Azimuth laser. Yeah, that's got plenty of range on it. All right, you have it targeted.
So we should pick up a laser weapon.
Why is that done too? For some reason.
I don't know.
Did you double click on the one with the two? Yeah, so where you've got the next to your laser pistol, it's got a +1, and then it's got 2 dice above a 2 symbol. That is a full round attack, not a single attack. So it's the first one you want to double click. Taking the first one, it will be a hit. It's getting there. It's on its last legs, but unfortunately they're still legs and they're still moving towards Flimsy.
How's this thing still going? My God.
Oh no, Flimsy.
Oh no, Flimsy.
Flimsy.
Oh,
On
I'm
the
sorry, dwarf
plus
friend.
side, It's not going to waste a breath weapon on one guy. It is, however, going to do one of its infamous double-fisted slams to the noggin. Flimsy. For a 24 to hit.
Level 1!
And maximum damage.
Oh, no.
No.
To be fair, that would have taken out all my health when I was fine.
It might be a case that maybe the things that you were concentrating on should have been the thing that can kill people. So
Just
Flimsy...
like a nice old lady.
Just wanted to help her with her luggage.
Alright, so then it sort of like turns and casts its gaze over Tess. But that is its turn. Tricks.
Now, I would like to run and jump over the bike, and as I'm jumping over the bike, I would like to grab the cargo.
So
That's what I would like to do.
Jumping, you're gonna have to make a really... It's a difficult DC, especially with your noodle arm. You're basically trying to use your momentum to actually lift this thing. If you get it wrong, you're going to you're just gonna stay on the bike.
I mean, that's fine too.
Yeah, in a handstand.
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough. Maybe an acrobatics check, and then follow it up with an athletics check.
Come on.
Okay, you go for the acrobatics. You manage to plant the landing on that.
27.
Come on.
And then, boom, straight away, you manage to basically angle your sort of like lift off of the bike and manage to get there with the crate of yarrow berries.
Woo!
Hey!
That's why we hired her.
We saved the berries.
The
These are the only thing that
in
matters.
this combat.
Yep, the yarrow berries, not the dwarf lying unconscious.
I'm fine.
We can unsmoosh the dwarf. We can't unsmoosh the berries.
Yeah, you can't unswitch a berry.
That's what my
Known
father
throughout the
always
galaxy.
said. Am I doing stab or stam? Sorry.
You're starting with a stab because you first of all need to stabilize.
Thank you very much. There we go.
So in Starfinder, what happens is you spend resolve points, first of all, to stabilize, which is a quarter of your maximum resolve points. And then on the following round, you can stay in the fight, burning another resolve point to come back with 1 hit point. But for now, you're unconscious, you're prone and stable. So this guy, he is just going to take off down the road as a full action. He's given up all thoughts about yarrow berries. Bye! And disappears off into the wind. This guy he's going to draw his pistol because you move a lot. Tactical semi-auto has got a 30-foot range.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yep. So he's going to take a -2 on this and shoot Tricks in the back. For a 14 and a miss, I believe.
Yeah, that's a miss for sure.
Alrighty then. And that's their turn. Yeva.
So I'm going to take a knee, even though I'm still slightly out of range, and just because I see it standing over Flimsy, and just shoot twice.
Okay.
And hope that this works.
You're still out of range, though.
So it'll be at a minus
6 in total.
minus 6. Because I'm at a 0 normally. -4 each.
Yeah, it's -4 for each shot.
That's a lot.
Did we learn its AC before?
You didn't.
No.
And you're also
Fool.
unconscious.
No, I know.
All right, let me move. I'll get closer.
Yep.
That should be close enough. I don't need to get too close. Perfect.
Yeah, that's at your range.
There we go.
And
13.
that is a hit.
Nice.
For 5 points of damage.
Look at that nice D6.
Yes.
Nice. And it goes down and
Oh,
starts
thank God.
leaking petrol all over Flimsy.
I'm covered in grief as it is. It's fine.
Flimsy, someone should check on him.
Yes.
Tess, you are up.
Fine. I'll go over to Flimsy and see how he's doing. Pick him up, dust him off, whatever.
Yeah, your clothes are already ruined from the smell of gasoline.
Very upset about that.
The more on the dwarf is not going to change much.
Okay, yeah, I'm just gonna move over there and. Can I do anything?
Not especially. Do you have a med kit? You're on mute. Judging by the face, I'm going to go with a no.
Look it up real quick. No, I don't.
Right. Yeah. You don't have a serum of healing. I think the best you could do is make him comfortable. Or just smother him and put him out of his misery. One of the two.
I'm waking up next turn.
That's what you hope.
Yeah, okay.
It's been
I'll
at least
leave him.
courteous to you, so.
Yeah, I'll leave him. I'll make sure he's, not fully dead yet.
Yeah, he's still got a pulse.
Okay, then I'll refrain from, Anyway, yeah. Make sure
All
he's
right.
comfy.
Okay, and over to Trix.
I would like to put the very heavy crate down,
You do?
and I would like to shoot the goblin.
You take a shot at the goblin.
Yeah.
And that is a hit on the goblin. Oof. You
You're
managed
the
to
last
beat.
one, buddy. You're the last one.
You're the last one as well. I don't see the rest of them.
Subterfuge.
Fine, we'll just take our stuff and go. Flimsy.
And Stam to get myself back in there.
Yes. It's Sinif.
It's stab.
Oh, sorry.
No, it's Sinif. Stab is to stabilize, Sinif to stay in the fight, and Stam is to resolve on a 10-minute rest, so you've just knackered up your fatigue, but you're aware of how that works.
Yeah.
All right.
There we go. Is that the whole go, isn't it? There's no getting up on your...
I think that's at the start of your turn.
Oh. Then I will like to get up.
Okay, you are no longer prone. That's your entire move action.
Yep. Eva, Tess, thank you.
Oh,
Get
you're
the-
alive.
I am burned and petrol-y and greasy and
I didn't need adjectives. Let's get going.
I'm all of the dwarves. Let's go help the new kid.
I'm all of the dwarves.
And I
Are you
can't do-
spend? You can move if you spend your standard to move.
I will do, yeah. I will lead the chat. Let's go. Follow me.
You and
You
your
bad,
one.
but
Waddling as quick as he can.
So this goblin is going to move and get on his junk cycle. And he's like, So you agree? You have a last one and surrender, right? And he's sort of like getting on, waving his pistol at you.
Does his have any cargo on it?
Make me a d20 roll and say whether you want high or low.
I want low.
And it's low. There is no cargo on it.
You're
Well
the last
done.
one. Go on, off you pop. And I'm just kind of trailing my pistol on him.
Okie dokie. And are you going to let him go?
Yes.
Okay. We're just going to call it there for the sake of combat if nobody's going to run up and insist on shooting him as he drives off.
Mm-mm.
I don't think I'll even get to see him.
It seems like a lot of effort.
It's a long way to run.
Yeah. You got berries to transport.
Right. I'm trying to remember EJ Corp protocol if things get attempted hijacking and whatnot. Do we have some sort of insurance? Do we need to make a police report? Or would it be better to leave as quickly as possible?
Make a culture check.
Culture check.
Yeah, that's a good question.
I don't imagine we have insurance.
Yeah, it's one of those. If you lose cargo, it comes out of your paycheck, basically.
It definitely feels like it would
20.
be.
Yeah, everything is optional. Profit must be maintained.
Right. We should probably get going then, and she'll just immediately start climbing into the back of the thing.
Yeah.
Can we do a quick inventory check? Is that take too long?
Tricks is probably in the best place. There's 2 crates. There's the one that you're by your feet, and there's another one on the other junk cycle.
I will.
The thing is, at this point in time, you hear sirens in the background.
Real sirens?
Real, or as far as you can make out, real sirens.
Right. Tricks.
I am
Need to
loading
go.
this stuff. We need to load 2 crates.
Have me and Tess got time to get to the crates by the time that Trix gets to the piloting, the driving seat?
Yeah, the thing is, how are you?
No, I think
The quickest way of doing this will be for Trix to load the crates and somebody else to drive.
and Trix hops
Oh,
on the
that makes
back
sense.
and we take off fast.
Yeah.
Okay. Is anybody a good driver?
I can drive. I've done a few, stole a sports car or 2 in my time. Once, loaned one. We say loaned, but you know how it is. Oh, yeah, I could drive.
All right. I think this seat's too small for me anyway.
You could always just sit in the back and use your pointy little toes.
And I'm like shouting, or no, I don't need to shout. Like we've got like comms or something. I'm sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm like, Trix, you magnificent acrobatic, you. Please load as quickly as and climb on. We are about to go.
Roger.
All
Thanks.
right.
Can you grab one of those bikes?
I mean, I can ride off on one of the bikes for sure.
Be an escort on the way back.
I will escort them on the bike.
You're gonna grab the bike and try to. Okay. So, Tess, I'm gonna want a piloting check because there are other parked and stalled vehicles around you. The civilians, as it were, pretty much just scattered the scene once the explosion started, leaving their cars in awkward positions.
Holding
Fair enough,
my
fair
self together, can I point out a route maybe and assist in some way?
No. Make me a perception check.
Perception. No.
Yeah, no, it's total gridlock.
My eyes. Still covered in oil.
Tess, piloting? As you try to get this articulated van.
Pressing buttons, things are happening. Hold on.
There we go. I got a die roll. And yeah, you're actually not too bad at this. Not quite sure where the parallel between stealing or borrowing a sports car and driving an articulated truck come in, but somehow it works.
Both are machines that require a little bit of delicacy, you know?
They both have a go pedal.
That too, yes. They have a go pedal, they have a stop pedal, and then they have a fun brake that makes things go eep. So, you know, I could put two and two together.
And you manage to get out of sight before you even see the lights of the police cars. It's paperwork which you really didn't have time for, in your humble opinions. It is going to take another 4 hours now that you arrive back at BD 514 to unload the wagon into the ship.
We didn't lose any crates, but were any of the berries damaged in the fight?
Let's have appropriate roles. I'm not sure what we're looking for here.
I'm trained in corporate agent profession.
That do it all. The quartermaster doohickey as well, I imagine.
Yeah, for how they were stacked in an appropriate way.
Yep, so both of you make rolls.
14.
14. You can see there's some damage to the yarrow berries, but between you and Flimsy, it's like we just give them a little bit of a gentle shake and get them to the bottom, and good as new.
That's how you do it.
She's like, I see your... it's not quite deception, it's more rearranging.
Careful arranging. The art of the quartermaster. Don't let anyone tell you it's not an art form.
Do we have room for the bike as well, or do we have to ditch that in port?
You do have potentially room for the bike. I mean, you can all... If you can convince the rest of the crew, you could probably get the bike into the communal area.
We need this bike.
Yeah, all for the bike.
Who would have any... who would have anything to say against it?
Yeah.
We could also sell it on a different world and make money.
Well,
Something for me to tinker on.
Yeah. It is goblin tech, so...
Score!
It is referred to as a goblin junk cycle.
If we get any of those petrol tanks, I could turn it into some kind of nitros for the bike.
I thought you were going to say
How does
bomb
petrol
for a
become
second.
nitros?
With a bit of magic and a bit of engineering.
Oh, yeah. I mean, you might be able to get something for it. Especially since, though, unfortunately, you didn't really have time to loot the bodies.
It was a...
Actually, no. Trix, would you have looted the bodies?
If I had time to loot the bodies, for sure.
The junk cycle is much more agile and wouldn't have suffered too badly from getting away.
Bodies. There was only the one, I guess, from the junk bot.
There was a goblin.
There was a goblin as well.
Yeah.
No, you shot two goblin.
Yeah.
No, one goblin got away.
Two goblins.
Two goblins
two
got away.
goblins.
Two goblins
Yeah.
got away, and I
And then-
burned one.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, you did.
Yeah, you did actually, because he burnt alive. He crit hit, he had 1 hit point left and just like, what am I doing with that?
How merrily you said that. How you been alive?
What can I say? I like fire. So did you loot that body?
Yes.
Okay, that's
Sweet
not
boots.
the right thing. They've not done it for this.
Would Trix be being of a mind to pick up the petrol tanks, or is that not Trix's bag?
That's a bit too of a hefty thing for Turks to grab and run.
It's a good point, actually, they were heavy.
Okay, I'm going to have to put this together for you at a later point because they've not actually given me as a pin just to drag into the party inventory.
Oh
but
yeah,
there's-
they had not naff pistols.
They had a tattered flight suit, a dog slicer, a tactical semi-auto pistol. The one that you picked up had 9 rounds left in the clip. It didn't actually shoot anybody. And a cred stick with 50 credits on there.
60.
It's the richest goblin I've ever heard of.
But yeah, I'll sort out the party inventory at some point.
Yeah, she'll empty her pockets of the loot once everything's in place.
Remnants of the thingy of everything.
And so, anybody doing anything particular while you're moving the cargo, or are you just chatting?
Getting it as quickly as possible. We've got the help too, so that's 4 hours, right?
Yep. So it's been about 8 hours since the sign-off for you picking it up.
Okay.
And that's when the clock started ticking.
Because I know the interior of the BD, is there any chance that I can shave a little bit of time off by doing some direction, quartermasterly stuff?
Not really. I'm giving you everything on this already.
Okay.
Our best bet is just to roll well when we're traveling.
Yeah,
these
is
days.
to get in the drift.
Is it?
Is there any pre-flight work you can do to...
Pardon?
Is there any kind of pre-flight work, like punching in
Plotting a
navigating
course?
stuff? Or, yeah.
So once you're ready to depart, it's going to take a couple of hours to get to orbit. At that point, you can plot a course and choose to whether you go through the drift or use conventional thrusters. Again, with the alignment of Akiton and Castrovel at the moment, going by conventional thrusters is 1d6 plus 2 days. Going via the drift is 1d6 days.
Drift.
Definitely drift.
It's gotta be
Tokyo
drift, baby.
Yeah.
The damn with the fact that it's slowly destroying the universe and pulling it all into the drift. You've got a deadline to meet.
I mean, I'm sure there weren't any potholes on that road when we drove over it, but...
The potholes disappeared eventually, do they not?
I think it only lasts for 1 round.
Okay.
Yeah. It's just a bend in reality. So, like, is there potholes? Is there not potholes?
But there might be like some dust from a world, a dead world left on the road, I guess.
Creepy.
Love it.
All right. I am going to roll a couple of dice. First of all, how long it takes for you to get into orbit. Okay. Takes you an hour to get into orbit. It's the fastest you could have made it. And piloting check for plotting a course.
Yar. $23.
Hey.
Nice.
Nice.
And you're going through the drift, right?
Yes.
All right. Not bad. Not bad at all, Trix.
Ooh, this is my favorite part.
How long's it going to take you? It's going to take you 2 days.
Nice.
Okay.
Well done, Trix.
That's how we do.
Well, you've got 2 days. You can't stay awake for these entire 2 days.
Watch me.
We can take
Tricks.
shifts. How hard is it to drive in a
I
straight
can
line?
pilot. Yes, you just keep it steady.
Yeah, piloting, keeping it steady is not difficult. Anybody can do it. And for the most part, it's, as long as you don't do too bad of a job. Most of the course corrections can be done by the competent people who sort of like, you'd have to basically turn it around and go completely the wrong direction to really make any significant difference. But none of you are daft enough to do that.
There are no Pratts aboard this ship.
But at the same token, you do have 2 days, and if you're splitting the shifts evenly between you, that's 6 hours a shift, giving you 18 hours to do what exactly?
Graffiti the ship.
We'd have to clean that up or it'd come out of our paychecks.
But it's ours.
It's rent.
Again, we really, really need to read the fine details.
Yeah, I'll just be behind Trix cleaning the
Graffiti the bike.
Yes, you can.
I could graffiti the bike.
Exactly.
Cool.
There's your new project. Take it apart, put it back together. Make it purple, make it green.
It's gonna be all of the colors.
Or do that.
I think I might go to Tess at some point and be like, hey Tess, you went to school in Cabaret, right?
Yes, I did. Attended university. Went to some classes. Well, to be honest, I only went to 2 sometimes. Mostly just spent my time at parties. Why?
Well, you probably learned your magic stuff there or whatever.
Yes. Yes. The finer points of it. It's all just, to me, I don't really get it. I can see a computer. I understand how it functions. You punch in numbers, other numbers comes out. It makes sense. Magic's kind of the same way. You see a thing, you make it do a thing. It all just kind of makes sense of the flow of the universe.
Huh. The flow.
I never really got... Yes, the flow. I never really got the professors and all the particulars of, you have to have a piece of this and a concentrate on this.
Interesting. If one were to perhaps be interested in studying magic a little bit, not that I am or anything like that. I don't do magic. How would one start?
Well, one would need to have some sort of aptitude for it. Some people just learn out of a book. Other people, just are magically inclined. They one day can make a fish appear out of thin air. I don't know. And once you have that in mind, usually it depends on what kind of route you want to go down. Like I said, professors love their books. Other people love to read the books, understand the magics, the divinations, the particulates of it, where the ins and outs are. Other people just kind of feel it out.
We had someone on our home creation, the diaspora, a priestess of Eloratu, the god of magic, but she didn't seem to study books so much as spend a lot of time meditating in vacuum.
That sounds really nice, actually. But yes, so some people, obviously, they get their power from the gods or whatever, the universe. And so they do that. They spend their time communing with that force, with that power, with that god, having nice conversations over cups of tea or force sitting in the middle of the space, I guess, also sounds nice. But yeah, like I said, there's many different aspects to magic. It's not just one thing. There are many different things that you can do, many different ways it kind of intersects with our lives. But yeah.
Oh well.
If you want, I think I have some of my old books on my communicator still. I could send them over to you.
That would be nice, thank you.
Yeah, of course.
And she just kind of straightens up. All right, goodbye.
Oh, yes, goodbye. Farewell. Definitely does magic.
Each frame suddenly disappearing.
Creeps into the back.
So, Trix is graffitiing a bike. Not sure if that counts as a downtime activity or not. But it's one of them where I thought I need to go back through the rules and figure out what the downtime activities are and, see if any kind of fit the bill. I don't know. Graffiti's not one of my strong suits. It might be carousing.
It's either carouse or entertaining, I think.
Definitely enough.
Entertaining is very much a matter of opinion.
It's entertaining for tricks.
Here we go.
Maintain equipment.
That potentially is a thing. I need to go through and see if the benefits of doing such a thing really apply. Zoom just had another moment open on the stream.
I tried to open up chat in Zoom, and nope, it fucked things up. So.
Yeah, by the way, there is a chat in Fantasy Grounds. So.
Yeah, I just put the link to the carousing page in there, or not the downtime page.
All right.
I think Flimsy's going to take himself to the BD's surgery medical bay, which is the hammock hanging in engineering where he sleeps.
Oh yeah, let's see. Because you're going to have a couple of days rest. So let's give you that.
He's going to nurse his 1 HP.
Although, does anybody have any medical equipment on them?
No, I'm not rich enough. I have a prude.
Oh yes, you check in with the shipboard or your pet. Is it the ship's pet or is it yours?
It's the ship's pet. It's Ixit the Prug. The tiny little space blob.
Oh, cute.
I do see a downtime activity on here that I think would work quite well. Explore futures. You meditate on the mystical energies of the multiverse, scan alternate realities, write and run complex predictive algorithms, or otherwise gain insight into what the following day might bring. So I might do this like right before we come out of the drift. Choose a creature and attempt a mysticism check. On a result, the character whose futures you explored can re-roll 1d20 roll during the following day. So I've got Tessa's books like in PDF form. And so as I'm going through them, I'm like imagining like visions of her in university and like what her life was like back then that might cause her to be this way now.
Be this way.
But also like maybe trying to like pretend to be her for a minute just to like see what that might feel like to be like a real practicing magician. So the DC of this check is equal to 10 plus 1.5 the target character's level. So what, that would be like 11 DC or 12? Okay. A mysticism check.
We'll keep that for next time so we don't forget the result.
I'll write it down. Sweet.
What's Tess likely to be doing when she's not? Well, what does Tess do in her spare time?
Well, other than keeping up with all the gossip magazines, she's, for this particular downtime, she's definitely going to be researching the values of yarrow berries on various planets and seeing if we're actually getting the best price. And like also kind of looking into like trade values on that planet, like what's interesting or good about that planet that could be traded off somewhere else.
Right, yeah.
Unique, I would rather.
One of the things I will say to a certain degree at the moment, when it's all like this, cargo is more than you can sort of like scrimp together to buy a cargo, if you know what I mean. You might be able to find some sort of like knickknacks to trade, worth a couple of 100 credits. But at the same token, you're not going to be in a position to pick up a full load of cargo.
Yeah, no, she's just wanting to look at if, with the creative yarrow berries that we have, would there be something of unique value on I can't remember the name of the planet.
Akiton.
Akiton, thank you. That they could also acquire as a way of like trading up to the next place they go is maybe another trade item or something of interest.
Yep. Okay. I've got a week. I'm pretty sure I can figure out something along them lines. I should probably write that down, actually.
Just for the link for the research downtime.
Nice. Yeah, similarly, wanted to see if there were any potential deals or any other trades going on that we could get in on Akiton when we get there. Or do we have to be there before we can do that kind of thing?
No, you have a little bit of sort of like knowledge and sort of like trade journals, that kind of thing from around the Pact World. So just gathering basic knowledge. You might, you'll know that Castrovel's Yarrow Berries are seasonal, and you can only pick it up at certain times. But at other seasons, there are other goods you could shift. Akiton, you're probably not picking up produce. I made a note for Akiton just in case anybody wanted to know about it. Home of the Yosoki, the Hylic and deep red-skinned humans, and the Shobad, a rocky, impact-scarred world, slowly dying, but still home to several hardy people, creatures, and plants. Their primary export used to be actually Threshodon fuel, which was used for light drives, which, seen as though the invention of a drift has come along, is now pretty much useless. So their major exporters just depreciated in value to next to nothing. So how much you can find to export is a question, but you might be able to find something to get off planet, as it were.
I also wanted to look up Siski, was it? See if we know anything about Siski or any.
You'd need to be local to investigate an individual.
I'd like to get, if I can, send a message to what was the name? Tarika. To let them know how the job's going and how maybe put a bit of a positive spin on it.
Yep. Again, you can't do that from within the drift unless you pay for sort of like communications, and that's kind of not really worth it being within the Pact world. Because essentially what happens is you have to bounce a message across drift beacons, and each drift beacon is owned potentially by either the Church of Thryune or a private investor. And, they charge a routing fee for messages, which, you don't feel, as soon as you drop out of the drift, you can send a message, which will be free of charge because it's just across the airwaves.
I might go in and see Trix in the general room if that's where the bike is. Trix, Ixit's chewed through a few of these wires again. If you can keep an eye on it.
No, is he hungry? Did you feed him?
Well, he's had a fill of this wiring, this casing. So
yes, who's a good prug? I start poking, trying to stroke it, but because it's a blob, my finger's just going into the blob.
Does it float or does it just roll around?
Yeah, what does it do exactly? This pet of yours?
It looks cool.
Yes.
The one of the features of the prug is that it's an ooze and it is skilled in mimicry.
Oh, okay.
Every now and again, you've gone to the canteen and pulled a glass off the shelf, not really paying attention, and started filling a glass of water from the tap, and it's just filled up and then flubbed out and back into this gelatinous mass. And it's you're not a cup.
You're not a cup.
I have trained it well.
Bastard.
It's like a harmless mimic.
Yeah.
It's me every time.
Harmless.
It is harmless.
I don't trust it. Yeah, what does it eat? What does it subsist off of? Just wires or?
It looks like it's wires every time I'm in engineering.
Wires, lint, anything you leave on the kitchen counter. It's not been picky so long as I've had it.
Oh, so it just kind of eats everything.
Yeah, it just kind of dissolves like little things.
It cleans.
How big can it get to dissolve? Like, what's the biggest thing it could dissolve?
I'm hoping it gets like big enough for me to ride it.
Oh.
But I don't think
That's
it
the
gets any
goal.
bigger than this.
Right.
I think this is as tall as it gets.
It gets a little bit bigger. It's not going to. It's currently a tiny. It's not going to make it to a small creature.
So it's basically a garbage disposal at this point.
It's
Keep
bigger
it
on the inside. It has hopes and dreams and ambition.
Let's be sure to keep it away from the yarrow berries.
And we'll keep it
Yes.
away from the yarrow berries. That's why it doesn't come down to cargo very often.
So yes.
Take an old bolt out from a pocket and like sheed it to exit it. But maybe it wasn't a good idea. Actually, I shouldn't get it thinking about eating more substantial
Maybe we
metals.
should train it not to eat the ship. Maybe.
If you regret that decision and you pull out the bolt, you do find that it's actually fairly clean. Any signs of rust and decay on it are gone. So
You have to give it something else now. You can't just give it a treat and then take it away.
But I kind of like get some of the torn, I imagine, tattered, damaged suit that I'm wearing from my various explosions back when the ship feeded a bit of that. And Trix,
Just
I know
break
you're new
something
here.
off the bike and just shove it into the boot.
God.
you're breaking
I
apart
know you
the
need it,
bike
but,
and just shoving it into the mouth of it. Tricks.
Like, just fancy that doesn't look important. I just snap a piece of the metal off and then feed
Make
it
me
to
an
the brew.
engineering check.
oh god, no.
Engineering. 19.
Oh,
Okay.
nice.
Yep.
That operative
This will be
bonus.
remembered.
Can I try and bypass what's just been broken?
Flimsy, make an engineering check.
Is the rest of my 2 days done? Oh no, maybe not.
You're gonna struggle trying to figure out what that was and whether it was important or not. One of your days of downtime is going to be trying to make sure that that wasn't a crucial part.
I want to thank you for saving the cargo back there. You're a quick-footed and you were on the case. So yeah, thank you for that. But please just don't blow up this bike and don't blow up the ship. That'd be
If
much
I
appreciated.
remember correctly, as much as I was impressed, you were the one who caused explosions back there.
Well, it was me and the old lady robot. Kind of. I was actually going to hand her back one of the petrols that she dropped until she threw it in my face, and then things went a bit sideways.
Some people just aren't appreciative.
No, I was trying to be polite. Did not go well, sadly. But we're glad to have you aboard here on the edge.
Yeah, our crew's pretty cool.
And so we'll get to rolling the downtime activities next week. But at the same token, I'm just going to end the narrative with this. As you drop out of the drift, your ship's communication lights up. And on who's currently piloting?
Roll a
If I-
dice. Whoever.
If we knew it was going
I'll-
out, we might have put the good pilot on the.
Yeah,
on the
if it was about time to come out, I
Yeah,
probably would
that's
have
true,
taken the
actually,
pilot.
yeah.
Gee.
So you're putting on Tricks on the piloting seat?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right. Are you accepting this communication?
Of course.
All right. And an image flashes up. And you see your good friend, Tarika.
Hey, it's Tarika.
An otter person?
It's an otter person.
What?
That's Tarika.
They're otter.
Howdy, team. I'm just checking in on y'all. If you're receiving this, then you must have arrived at Akiton. Your drop-off site is a hive market. Now, you can't miss the place. Just look for the biggest damn mountain on the entire planet. That'll be Ka, the pillar of the sky. And the hive market, it's a totally different place. Hive market is around its bottom. There's a business there called Ka's Imports, and Siski, the manager, is your contact. You can collect payment for her and maybe get a nice little bonus for rapid delivery. Be careful on the Dust Bowl of the world, though. There's no real law on Akiton, and the desert's no place to go exploring. I'm looking for your next job. I'll send you a transmission when I got something for you. If you haven't heard from me by the time you're done on Akiton, come on over to Absalon Station.
You should definitely do that.
That would be fun.
That would be fun. Also, I want to meet her.
She has kids.
For no particular reason.
And with that, the message winks out. And I do believe we're going to call it here for this stream.
I'm devastated that Trix was the one to get the message that said there's no law.
Oh, no. Yeah. Gonna take that and run.
Free real estate. That's exactly what I'm gonna say when I take something.
Yeah, there you go. You already got a catchphrase lined up.
So yeah, this has been our first episode of All That Glitters Explodes. We're over on Manapot Studios, playing through Starfinder Adventure Path Fly, Free or Die. Everybody have fun?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good.
We do have a pretty cool crew. I agree with
We
Trix.
do.
What's left of me?
A very weak crew.
We're so weak, guys.
We did it.
I can't believe I didn't notice that the Technomancer of all people is the person with the highest strength.
I just assumed the dwarf was gonna be like.
That should not be the case.
That's offensive.
I made an assumption. I am sorry.
But actual class ability about avoiding assumptions.
Well, if or when one of us dies, we'll have to come back with a strong character.
We'll just come back with a vest. It's just...
Or not a person.
Or an uplifted bear.
Yeah.
Oh my god, an uplifted bear. I want to meet an uplifted bear so bad. So bad. And I want to be their friend. Oh. One day. That's my goal.
Befriend all the animal people.
Rightio. I think that just about covers it. We'll be back the same time next week here on Manapot Studios, 7 p.m. GMT, 2 p.m. Eastern, if I'm not mistaken. Quick math on that one. Yep. And right, so final shout out. I'm Kyron Rossmore. I do actually have my own Twitch channel over on twitch.tv/Kyron Rossmore. I'll put my link in the chat once I'm done speaking and pass this over to somebody else. But I stream Pathfinder Kingmaker playthrough the video game on Tuesdays and Thursdays. That is probably going to be coming to a close reasonably soon. I'd like to say soon, but the end of that game is taking me forever. And on Fridays I play Hitman 3, World of Assassination, mainly doing it for practice for the elusive targets. If you jump over on my channel, my times are all in the schedule. It varies depending on which day of the week it is. Does anybody else want to shout out what they do? Doesn't have to be streaming. It could be anything. Krifu, go.
So I'm Krifu Bernal. I'm one of the captains here at Manipod, as I said up top. If you enjoyed today's game, go ahead and follow us on other social media, or also join our Discord, where we talk about the games and streams that go on. And you can also, through the Discord, look for opportunities to stream with us. Every Wednesday, there is a happy hour at 8 p.m. Eastern Time, so a little late for those of us on this side of the pond. But we're always looking for people to join in those streams. You can also find me streaming here tomorrow at 12 p.m. GMT, where we'll be premiering a limited run new Vampire the Masquerade stream called Blood on the Bayou, in which we explore 1920s Houston, Texas, in a story of prohibition, segregation, and deception.
Sounds awesome.
Yeah, check that out.
That sounds super cool.
Yeah.
All right, who else wants to shout out things? Raise your hands.
Anybody want to hire me?
What's your skill set?
I've got too many, man. I can build a museum. I mean, an archaeologist, voice acting work. I can pour a mean fucking pint. Generally good right hook.
Fair enough. Feel free to reach out on the Twitch chat if you have opportunities.
Mercenary for hire.
Oh, yeah.
Jay, you've been interrupted twice now. Go ahead.
No, it's filling the void. I've got a stream. I'm JStation64. I've just started a stream of No Man's Sky. One session in, and that's pretty much all you'll find of me online. So, but you can join me on Thursdays, 9 p.m. For a couple of hours, chilling out in space.
And finally, Trix.
Yep, no streaming, but if you enjoyed the art of the characters through the promotions and the avatars, you can hit me up on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram under Crit Commissions.
All right. I do believe that is it. I hope everybody in chat has had fun, and you'll join us here next week. That's all for now. Tidy bye.